battle, sir. I'm going in.
How dare you?
Why are you? He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. See, he plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, "Come on, come."
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at the gas station.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. We've got Bush.
Oh, hello, pie.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith number 95. Because you know what? We've been on this train so goddamn long, we cannot get off. I am your host, the Fractured Filter, and with me, as always, my friend, my co-host, and all this madness of the world, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir? And did you enjoy that last clip?
Reporting for duty. Sir. Sir. Welcome aboard, son. Good evening, everybody. So pumped to be here. Yes, you're always well, two clips I will always forever enjoy is one hearing Sheepster actually laugh. If nobody knew, I've said this multiple times. He is capable of laughing. It is a rarity.
Yes.
You either have to make a complete fool of yourself or fall on the ground. One of the two.
You need something to quite tickle his funny bone, yes.
Yes. Just that I don't even know where I was going with that whole conversation about just like I'm hungry when you stop at a gas station.
I just love the complete randomness of it. I think it worked out perfectly.
Oh, and here it's all impromptu. Like nothing was ever planned during that whole. Where I don't even where we were like Drummond's Cost. Where were we at? No. Taurus.
That was on Taurus. Taurus.
Yes. Which, funny enough, you don't get to see the beautifulness of Taurus like as you would on like KOTOR, because you just see this big, it's just like a big metropolis.
Yeah, a Coruscant light, basically.
Yeah. So, No, very excited. 95, jumping in. We're doing this thing. Watch parties going forward. Don't care. You're either down for it or not down for it. But I'm excited because I am ethically allowed to watch Stargate SG-1 and it not cross over to Star Trek. So I'm good. I'm good. There's no phasers in this show. There's no dumb phasers or anything. And they don't hit their chest and communicate to people. So it's great.
Oh,
They have
boy.
staff weapons, which are amazing, that look like cobras, some snakes. Yeah, those is a fantastic. Like Jack O'Neill's hilarious. General Hammond, who I thought was more of like the General Shepherd of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, is actually growing on me. Like, I don't know why you didn't tell me about this back in 1990 when this thing debuted, or 89.
Yeah, if only we'd known each other back then.
back. No, it's fantastic.
Even then, I didn't even get into the series back then. Which I'm kicking myself over.
Like, I'm very curious. Here's the thing, though. So I was doing a little kind of comparison. So I've not watched anything on Atlantis, right? But I do find the story of Atlantis to be fascinating, right? Just the lore and everything. Not that it's true, but even within DC, right? Atlantis and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think Atlantis can hold a candle to SG-1. Like, I just don't. I've been watching this thing like
until you get to it.
Well, I'm preemptively saying this, but it's just it is. It's legit.
Give it time. We'll work up to that point. But that's not until season 7 of SG-1 when we start getting that kind of crossover.
Well, SG-1 was 10 seasons, right?
Yes, 10 seasons. But like at season 7 or 8 is about where it crosses over to Atlantis.
Well, if you tell me Jack O'Neill is not in Atlantis, I can't do it.
Well, he stays on the SG-1 side, but he does make guest appearances on Atlantis, so he does pop up.
No, it's absolutely just fantastic. I missed last week.
Like it is. I said I'm glad that you have gotten
into
so
hard.
Stargate.
Here's the thing. It's hard because how do you? So as we progress through this, I don't even know if it's fair to do a rating. Like I think they're just each episode is just great in its own way. I will admit that I may have watched over episode 2 or whatever it is, chapter. What did they call them? Episode 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Episode 3. The one we're gonna watch tonight
is episode 2, right?
No, it is technically episode 3.
Oh well, okay. It
is episode 3.
It's Enemy Within, right?
Was combined into 2 episodes. Was combined into 1, but they're separate episodes.
But this is the Enemy Within, right? That's the title of this one.
What's that? Yes, Enemy Within.
Okay, beautiful. So, like, I must admit that I've maybe watched more than what I planned on doing, but yeah, I don't even think you can really like.
And I'm glad.
I don't know. I might be jumping the gun here. Maybe there are bad episodes within SG-1. I don't know, but I've yet to see. There's one which we were talking before the show, which I was just having trouble tracking with it, but I think that's just because like I didn't really understand the point of it. That was I think 6 or 7, but I mean, right. Jackman is hilarious, man, absolutely hilarious. You should probably call somebody by their title, not their or whatever. And he keeps calling Samantha doctor and not lieutenant or whatever she is.
Right.
He's just hilarious, man. Absolutely hilarious.
And we went a little into depth about that little scene last week as well.
But I'm very curious, like if the character, the actors that played in like the movie, right? If they had if they had reprised the roles in the series, could it have been better, or is it? I don't know how I want to ask that. Could it have been better if
it would have been better? It would have been different, but I don't know if it would have been better.
I don't know. Like this Jack O'Neill in the show, I think is. I mean, everybody knows Kurt Russell, or I'm sorry, not Kurt. yeah, everybody knows Kurt Russell. Everybody knows kind of his
James Spader.
everybody knows his acting style. He, and whatnot. And I just wonder, like, would we have gotten a? I don't know. I just, when I think Kurt Russell, it's like Tombstone. It's Overboard. It's it's all these other, these movies that you watch. Is like, was he the Jack O'Neill, the OG, or was Dean Anderson the like who could have fit
the original O'Neill?
Right, but who is like the OG? Meaning, like who fits the character better? Because we just saw Kurt Russell in one movie, right? I mean, just the movie. It was 2 hours, right?
Oh yeah, and Richard Dean Anderson has gotten the whole almost 10 seasons of Stargate to be this character.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, who I would lean more to say that I think Dean Anderson fits the role better, but that's biased. That might be biased because it's a little like it is, like
you said too. It is a little unfair because Kurt Russell just had the one movie, while Richard Dean Anderson had a bunch of episodes of multiple seasons to flesh out this character and portray this character. So, yeah. Jack Burton O'Neill for SG-1. But let me get speaking of the chat there, and hey there, Dan Blackroyd, let me get through it. He was the first in saying, bring back the bush. And I played the clip and everything. We brought the bush. Skirmitar, how's it going, mate? Nerdy Neo, yeah, we were a little late and gay. Chaka Zulu, hail to you, brother. I wonder if this will show. Oh no, it just shows emote 394248 ditto. Spartacus, how's it going, sir? Saying yo, folks.
Let's go.
And yeah, as Dan Blackroyd was starting to point out, there is the one shot to stun, which is the Zat Nicotils, or as Spartacus points out, the Zat guns, which are
they're not phasers.
They could be construed as phaser-esque.
No, they did the same thing as the E11 blaster had a stun option on it.
No, like it is. So one shot to stun, second shot to kill, and as Dan Blackroyd points out, third shot to disintegrate. Very different.
Well, I don't watch Star Trek, so I don't know. I don't know, but I know the E11 blaster you could stun and you could kill, and you don't need to disintegrate because the stormtroopers are, well, contrary to what Filoni thought, are actually decent shots and could hit things.
As Chris points out here, and Colonel Shepard is a fun character too, along with Elizabeth Weir and Rodney McKay. Yes, I liked Elizabeth Weir a lot, and Rodney McKay was a character that I wanted to throw out an airlock initially, but in Atlantis, I ended up enjoying his character a great deal. And I'm a bit with you there, Nerdy Neo. I also liked Atlantis a bit more than SG-1.
I will tell you this: if they kill off Hammond, I quit. I quit everything.
No. They never killed him off.
Kill Jason Momoa for all I care. Don't care. Don't touch Hammond.
But because the actor did unfortunately pass away during SG-1's 9th or 10th season, or was that no, I think that's during the movies when they're doing those. They did in the show of either, I think it was Atlantis, they did name one of their ships after John Hammond, so or George Hammond. So they are now I'm getting the Hammonds mixed up. But yes, George Hammond of Texas. They named a ship after him. So they do that. And hello, Internet Crusader. How's it going? So, yes, we will be, of course, as we were first saying, we will be getting to the SG-1 watch party. And I know some people are very, very anxious for that.
Why didn't we do this like when Andor was playing?
Because I didn't know how necessarily to do the audio stuff.
Oh,
have people hear it, and when me, Wookie, and Duke Devil were watching Ahsoka. Thanks to Wookie, who was doing his side and playing the audio through. I just had to find a way to replicate that. And thankfully I did. I found a way through this voice meter thing. So we were able to
this is the same thing that this is the same thing that like Star Wars Theory does on his
is
thing.
it?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking because he would do watch parties.
I haven't watched any of his watch parties, so
you're not missing anything. He's just,
I've only heard of Rhino doing it.
His love to Filoni
and going to the end to hear his hot takes. Otherwise, no, I've not watched any of them. I
thought about reaching out. To Rhino, but it's a lot of money I'd have to spend on him to McDonald's or Mac Arnold's. I think it's called down there. I just don't know the time difference. I also reached out to Tim, Open Airlock, but I never got a response.
When we first started, I think when we did the movie or the first episode, I did send the invite to Rhino, but time differences being what they are.
Here's the thing, though. You throw McDonald's in the loop, like
for context, you'd have to go back to watch the live stream we did when we reviewed the Andor finale. We had Rhino, we had Tuscan Bob, and we had Script Trooper all there for us reviewing the Andor finale. And Rhino was partly, I think, late trying to get McDonald's or something like that. I forget the whole scenario.
The boy woke up at 10:30 and then he had to get his McDonald's and then show up at like 11:15 because he was pounding his Big Mac and slurping his Dr. Coke or whatever they have out there, Mr. Pepper. That's what it was.
But yes, if you want further context, you can rewatch that stream, which is still available.
Probably one of our most popular streams. I think. Well, I think there's two, but I think that one's definitely up there. I think you were saying.
That one, yes, and our episode 72 managed to also surpass it with views. Last I saw.
Wow. But
it did well. Did very well.
What is I guess are you excited for I know we've talked about this before we start the watch party. Are you excited about doing this? Were you shocked when they asked you to do it? Were you like, what were your initial thoughts? You were like, good, it was very good.
I mean, I'm always I worry about the idea of the watch parties is because sometimes there's a part of me without us like maybe talking about certain events or certain stuff going on. It almost feels like I mean, we're already reading off of articles and reacting to them, which is already kind of low effort content as it is. But doing a watch party kind of feels even more so. But I just feel kind of awkward because like it is the chat doesn't really get to watch it, and until I knew how to at least have an audio side of it, I wasn't sure how to go about it, especially since you and I aren't on camera. That was also part of it. Nobody can see our facial reactions or anything like that. All they're getting is our voices and of course our bobbing heads, which only, gives so much to somebody that's watching or listening or whatever.
Yeah.
So there was some. I mean,
I have ski mask I can put on.
So there was a bit of hesitation to it, but at the same time, because we've gotten some great people to watch along with us.
Oh, for sure.
Through the conversation and everything, I think that helped alleviate some of my own worries for it.
I think that's what makes it, man. I mean, you and I can sit down and watch something and it'd be all fine and good, but it's the I saw it as like a special event sort of thing, but at the same time, I'm like, I am really wanting to watch this series again proper. Yes. And I do like the idea of us all sitting down and watching it together, having this experience, because it's much better than Kenobi.
Well, God, anything's better than fucking Kenobi. but it's just then, you know, every we all kind of discuss and bring up our own thoughts and memories of watching the series and stuff like that, which is the fun part of it for sure, which we just don't get out of things like out of Andor or Ahsoka and stuff like that. It feels more like those are just like struggle sessions, and those are reviewing it too, and it's just taking down notes for those episodes. It was kind of it was a thing. We did it. But like this idea and doing it with something fun, I much more like the idea of than anything else. I did like and once you brought, and I was thinking about, hey, maybe we do watch the other episodes instead of just like a one-time, few times thing. And then you brought it up, and I'm like, shit, why not? If he's already thinking about it, and you said you were already watching episodes ahead, I was like, shit, why not? So, yeah, I was down. And like I said, knowing that you're also into it, not just like going, oh, just kind of saying you're liking the series, I was kind of iffy on where it was going to go.
Man. Absolutely fantastic, man. I'm trying to work on my pronunciation. The jaffa. You know, yeah. Didn't like him at the beginning.
So now I guess the thing that we've been trying to decide, though, do we watch the episode now, or do we get the topics first and then watch the episode? I think you say the best for last. So I'd say do topics and then jump into it. So let's jump into some of these topics that we do have here. And if Liquid Blake is still here, he's probably gonna be pulling teeth because he's already had to hear Rhino go through this shit. At least one of these. And let's especially pull this tooth. Recently dropped was the Bad Batch final season official trailer.
So they say final season. We will see.
Right. So bear with us, folks, as we get through this before the real fun begins. And we already went through the last two seasons. We reviewed them. It's all I can say. But we're gonna have more to say certainly after this. So let's start this bitch up.
Hold on! We've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
I thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers. But I was wrong. We can't just walk away.
Yeah, but where do you think he's going to actually be dead? I mean, didn't we talk about that too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid. Secure her in a cell. Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire.
Okay, now I'm really curious if this is AI.
It's not.
Or if that is Ian McDiarmid.
No, that does not sound like Ian McDiarmid.
I don't know. It kind of does, but
does it? I don't.
Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
They are coming.
We saw more of Filoni's body pillow character. Where was she? We had Fennec Shand in there, the real Boba Fett. Or was... Ah, damn it, I missed some.
Yeah, I didn't see her.
Oh,
There she is.
randomly placed. There we go. There, because he has to bring in all of his characters.
For all of you.
Give us a real challenge. Everyone down!
We're not big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
That sounded like
What's that?
Ventress.
Yeah, which, as I understand it,
No.
Ventress is meant to be dead.
Is that sound identical to Ventress?
Yeah, so it's
Well, nobody's dead within Star Wars. Duh. Maul came back. Sabine came back. The only person that's dead is
fucking
Qui-Gon.
problem with that stuff, man. That's the problem with that.
The only one that remains dead is Qui-Gon.
Apparently,
But I tell you what, if they bring back Samuel L. Jackson, then they need to bring back Liam Neeson because that's some BS, man. How you gonna get how you gonna get your body cut? You're gonna get stabbed in the stomach through the spine if you're Star Wars theory, which Sabine equally got stabbed through the spine too. But get electrified, your arm cut off, and then thrown out the rotunda, and survive. Come on, guy. Come on. Do better.
I mean, it's just, and I'll have something else to break, but this is like you people are you erase the EU, the expanded universe, the true continuity to make room and to be able to put in your own continuity, your own quote unquote consistent storyline, because apparently the EU was so jumbled up. Yet here you are making mistake after mistake after mistake. As I like to say, they are very consistent at being inconsistent with their damn storylines. And they won't even hold to the continuity of their books written in their in their timelines. Which this was for what, and the funny thing is too is, let me just share this really quick. Is apparently Wikipedia was having a laugh, where it's even it gets pointed out here, somehow Asajj Ventress returned because she was meant to have died in the what book was this? That was thanks to on X, Jonas Anakin. He brought that up. Dark Disciple, I believe it was the book where they were supposed Asajj Ventress was supposed to die. But like you said, thanks to Maul surviving, thanks to, all these impossibilities, anybody, and like it is, nobody is truly dead. Nobody is truly gone. Christ.
And again, unless you're Qui-Gon.
Unless you're Qui-Gon, yes, then it's called you're dead. You're in the dirt. You're worm food. Adios, amigo. But yeah, that was the trailer. They are
a lacklusting trailer. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't agree.
It was like it was pointed out, it's all jangling keys. It's all like, oh, look at this cameo, look at that cameo.
The best part about that season is gonna be Palpatine, and that's it. Because everybody's gonna react like Star Wars series did.
And
oh my goodness, you hear the music? Do you hear it?
Right.
That's his music.
Oh yeah, no. Even though Theory's been on his anti-Disney Star Wars kick as of late, he'll be back with the seal clapping and all. wanking
Dude,
off Bad Batch, no
you've
doubt.
already shown his colors, though. You've already shown your
Time and
colors.
time again. Time and time again.
Time and time, and you're not gonna like. I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't watched him. I see people have been saying stuff about him. I think Open Airlock has done videos about it. But no, you've shown your colors. You've shown which side of the field you're loyal to. So yeah, it's gonna. I mean, you're gonna. I don't know. You'll have to try harder to convince me otherwise. But if you sit there and say that Filoni is the savior of Star Wars and that Freddie Prinze Jr. needs to be next in line with him, or basically they both need to have a hand in it, like, you've sold out and you have no knowledge of, I don't know. I mean, the dude has knowledge. Don't get me wrong, but like,
the whole thing with this is more continuation of what Filoni.
Where's Sid at?
Well, and what Sam Witwer was talking about, this is all like also the random camp story tales now. That's how they excuse their inconsistent storylines. Oh, these are all just coming from tales, all from different points of view, as it were.
But do you think that these writers are really just so stupid? Like, are they really just that dumb to where they're missing? They don't care, or they're just missing these inconsistencies?
No, they just don't. I don't think they care. I don't think there's any communication between what is supposed to be a story group to maintain it and these writers. These writers are all there, happy to be platforming themselves and their own stories and what they want to tell and stuff like that. They're getting on their soapboxes hard and heavy.
Back when you and I were kids, you remember, it's like the Walt Disney storyboard. That's how we used to do it. You don't have storyboards anymore.
It feels that way, yeah.
It's like,
but yeah, I'm just kind of glad because this is the thing, because like it is, we're talking about Stargate. I know for myself, and I think I could speak for Hitman on this. We're not watching the Bad Batch, and in fact, anything else Star Wars related, we won't be watching. I don't think. I'm kind of done. I'm more than happy to do now rewatching Stargate SG-1. Lord knows that's going to fill a ton of time. We may comment on things that come out, news that comes out about it, but watching, reviewing, done. However, if you really want to hear any news and information for it, for the episodes, I know Raging Rhino will be doing reviews for this fucking show. Even though I keep harassing him in his chat to start watching Stargate, go to his channel, watch his reviews, get his input on it. For us, at least for me especially, done, finito, done, that. Not about it. Even and we've talked about this, the idea of maybe changing out the names. I still want to keep Saturday Night Sith. I like the name. We've been going for 95 freaking episodes. But I think, like you've brought up for us, segments, and we will segment into eventually Saturday Night System Lords, where we watch Stargate SG-1. And I think that'll be perfect. But otherwise, for Bad Batch, I mean, looking at this, even the 21st, they are going to be dropping 3 goddamn episodes for this. Bad Batch.
Why? There's probably only 7 episodes. No,
it's 15 episodes. It's 15 episodes. If you're looking at the screen, it's 15 episodes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Dropping 3 on the 21st. They drop
on a Wednesday.
They drop 2 on April 3rd, and they drop another 2 on March 13th. And yeah, so that's their lineup for this. So yeah. To anybody that wants to watch it, hey, fine, by all means. I say go and watch Rhino's reviews. It'll be scathing. He'll rip into them, no doubt. He'll be fair too, but at the same time, I know I'm done.
Yeah.
Done, finito. It took us this long. We got into part of this to rip on Disney Star Wars. and everything of the sort.
I just think it's finally come to fruition. Like, I think there's a part of us that I think, well, I'll speak for me. I think there's a part of me that thought that maybe, no, you know what? I think deep down, I always knew it was dead, but I
Right.
think that I thought, well, maybe we could still fight the fight and
Fight, yeah.
and not convert people, but like be out there and just try to
Just kind of get people to kind of
defend it
open their
and
eyes just a little bit
Yeah,
and be like, oh,
but
this is some shit.
after 95 episodes, it's like, it's not like I'm throwing in the towel per se, but you know, it's just like it's a lost cause, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, and I never in my wildest dreams, if you had told me when I was, 7 years old, 6 years old, when I first got into Star Wars, I forget how old I was, but if you told me sitting with my uncle that like this is where Star Wars was going to go, to the best of my ability as a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, however old I was, I would have told you like, God, there's no way, like absolutely not. Obviously, I say that because I didn't know what I know now about Star Wars, but the love of Star Wars was still there. So we'll even say when I was 10, if you told me when I was 10 years old that this is what was going to happen, I'd be like, absolutely not.
Yeah, no way that could happen. No way that could happen.
Absolutely not. So, whether it's been a malicious attack to destroy George and everything he created, or it be, well, we know that we can never, deep down, we know we can never get to the level that George was at. We're going to do our own thing. And through that, they've just, I don't know what it is, man, but it's, I think part of it's an attack. I think they wanted to destroy Star Wars because they know they can never come up with anything that would rival what George did. And what's the saying? It's often replicated, never duplicated, right?
You're right.
Is that, or
I want to say
often duplicated, not replicated, I think, or one of the two. But so I'm with you, man. Like I'm done because I'm of the age to where like I got to be careful of my blood pressure. This is just trash. Skeleton Crew, it's supposed to be, trash.
From just everything.
I don't want to sit down. I don't want to see them bastardize the characters that I love, that you and I love. And that's exactly what they've done. They've bastardized them and they've robbed them. It's robbing Peter to pay Paul to create your own stuff.
Right.
And that's all that they've ever been good at. And they're not even good at it. Right. But that's all that they're known for. And I don't know how else to get people to see. It's like when people at work will say, "Oh, Andor's is the greatest show ever." I was like, you do know that he did not. He did not. He was not like that. How do I even say? And I struggle now because I get so frustrated. It's like I was like, that he was not the character that originally got the Death Star plans. Like you know that, right? No, he did. Yeah, he did in Rogue One. Like no, he didn't. And you know that that's not his pistol, right? Well, yes, it is. It's his pistol in the show. It's like, and then when you bring up Kyle Katarn, they have no idea who Kyle Katarn is. They have no idea about Jedi Outcast. They know nothing about the lore between Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors. They know nothing of it. They don't even know about the Bothans with the second Death Star plans.
Yep.
It's like, so the lore that I can go on a tangent and I don't want to, but it's dead. It is dead. It's done. And I think
Star Wars is dead. The EU does live on.
And I think going forward, like to your point, like, it will always be. We started
old TV shows for us to watch, get into, check out.
Well, that's why I told you like I really like this, like the System Lords. That title, because it's like it is open to everything. Like we will still have our love for Star Wars. We will probably still talk about some topics if so be it. But like I am to the point where I now want to branch out, like because there's nothing there. There's nothing there, and I'm not going to sit here and just continue to just see it get bastardized. So Stargate SG-1, absolutely fantastic. I've said it before. 10 seasons. There's so much more that we can go after and actually have fun with it, because honestly, like I love doing this show. 95, like I wouldn't like there's nothing that I would,
and you know what? we could potentially change the name if we really decide on it.
Well, I'm just saying the point I'm trying to make here is like I love doing the show with you, and I enjoy it, right? But there's so many times where I leave the show just feeling angry because it's like this is what they're doing. We're now hopefully going to come to a point in time where like we leave the show energized and like
and looking forward to
even
more to the next one.
This is where I want to get to the point. Like we have the watch party, we all watch episode 2, and then we're like we're signing off. From like, hey, like we're about to go watch episode 3. See you next week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I want to get to the point. And like I said, my sci-fi knowledge has only been Star Wars, right? I'm not done. Star Trek's holding up, whatever. There's Star Trek, there's SG-1, there's Battlestar Galactica, there's all the, and what's funny? Yeah, I think like I don't even know when it was, but I used to make fun. I used to press your buttons. Not that I press your buttons, but I used to, because you brought up. I remember you bringing up SG-1, and I was like, oh no, but Battlestar Galactica is so much better, and you got so mad, like legit anger, like oh yeah. Yeah, because I was one.
Okay, I'll go.
It was one of those. It was one of those things where like it was like I acting it to like telling you that King of the Monsters is better than any other.
Right.
No, but I said that and I was like, Battlestar is better. And then watching this, I'm like, no.
It's just a different type of sci-fi, but yeah. But yeah, so with capping this off, if you want reviews on Bad Batch and future Disney Star Wars content, go to our boy Raging Rhino. If you haven't already subbed to him, his link to his channel is now in the chat. Also, if you are wanting the lowdown on lore upon lore, everything of the sort, who is going through continuous amounts of expanded universe stories and tales, there is also OG Star Wars Alora. Go check her out. If you aren't already subbed to her, go give her a sub as well. I'm dropping her channel in the chat too. And of course, also there is the man Tim, open airlock policy. I wish I wish I could remember the promo he cuts at the beginning of each spacing, but he knows the Lord of the Core. Definitely give open airlock and check out there's the spacing that is on Friday nights. Awesome show. I always enjoy it. Him, Liquid Blake, or Dan Blackroyd, Tuscan Bob, Alora as well. They all just get into it and don't pull any punches. And that's what I certainly love about the show. And they definitely, Tim and Alora know Star Wars in an amazingly in-depth way. So another one worth the sub for sure. Set the link. Are doing this sort of shit when you're in the middle of trying to keep this show running. All right, and there we go. And yes, as Dan Blackred also pointed out, Matt Wilkins is another one to check out. He's been rereading through a lot of the EU novels and stuff like that. And Dan Blackroyd says, Matt Wilkins acknowledged me as the #1 Star Wars YouTuber. Just saying. Dan Blackroyd, go give him a follow for his Star Wars knowledge as well. Tops of the tops, these people. And looky who we got here. Brandon Tran, long time no see. Glad to see ya. Hope you've been well. Saying hello there. And also, Disney is getting desperate to use any legacy characters as fan service. They've already done it with Luke, Boba, Cad Bane, and now Ventress. Yeah, they're scraping the bottoms of the barrel. I mean, then they brought in Thrawn in their for Rebels. They brought him in to do that. Nerdy Neo says, talked Katarn on party chat today. Nice. Always good to share the love of Kyle Katarn. Brendan Tran says, Mando season 4 being rewritten as a movie sounds like a last minute to save the show. I've heard about that. I have. Yes, this is true, Dan Blackred. He saying, I know the Phantom Menace lore to the core. He does. It's his favorite Star Wars. But yeah, it's dead, Jim. However, there, like it is, I've done this before. I've tried to maintain some degree of positivity, right? When it comes to additional Star Wars content, especially when it comes to games and everything of the sort. I have today another trailer for us to kind of go over that I haven't watched yet, but I figured, hey, good time as any. But I had received this email notification too. For anybody that's been into like Star Wars Galaxy's emulators and stuff like that, for this one is Star Wars Galaxy's Restoration. We've reviewed one of their trailers before on this channel for a big update of theirs. So this is Star Wars Restoration. And this is part of the email. I just took screenshots so I didn't have to run that problem. But published 1.2, the Schism of Heretics, out now features. So for the Jedi, they talk about prologue quest, the village, a mysterious figure, and Padawan trials. Marauders theme park, completely redesigned and full of challenging open world group content. That's cool. And then Patriots of Dathomir, and this is the real Dathomir, not that fake shit that Filoni cooked up. But Patriots of Dathomir, paranoid extremists who have been rallied to hunt down any character with Force-sensitive abilities. Ooh, that could be kind of a fun event. Or fun thing to do. Celestial Discoveries and Elite Harvester questline is only the beginning on the exciting Celestial addition to SWG. I think that, and then they do talk, they do have stuff on the combat engine rebuild, space enhancements, which there are the few of the Arbesh says brainwashers. Nice. But they do have the space combat implemented into their aspect of the game. So that's really cool because unfortunately, like some of the pre-combat upgrade servers that are trying to stay like pure vanilla almost, sadly they haven't implemented space for those sides of the servers yet. It's just been more combat upgrade and new game enhancements. Galaxy servers. So there's that, and then here is going to be the trailer now. Let me get that. Like I said, I haven't watched this yet, so I'm curious to see what they're cooking over there. Yeah, this will be the Schism of Heretics 1.2 trailer.
For more than 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy. The Jedi were regarded as benevolent warriors, trained to wield the energy of the universe in lifelong service to the Old Republic. To some, their abilities were akin to magic.
I felt them. Their power. Their bravery. What became of them?
The last of the Jedi remain among us. Lives once lived proudly, now pressed into the shadow. But you, young one, you are the hope of a new generation. The Force is strong in you.
What do I do?
You will train. You will master your skills. You will master yourself. You will become one with the Force. If you take this path, one day perhaps peace will be restored to the galaxy. But there are no guarantees, and this journey will test you at every turn. They will hunt you. They will seek to expose you. They will watch your every move. Your death will become their obsession. Let them earn it. This is the path of the Jedi.
I understand.
Well, I was hoping for a little more on the details on what they were doing.
I was gonna say, what are they? Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of more like story groundwork being laid down, but yeah, I was kind of, like I said, I was kind of expecting to show a little more of the game, like gameplay mechanics and stuff that they were going to be implementing and changing there. I did. So there are the patch notes. Which I mean, certainly, if I clip this, I will include it in the links in the description. But yeah, like so some of the combat, I mean, these are a lot of the fixes that you'd probably want to look at yourself. And I can even drop this in the chat right now for anybody that's interested. I was kind of hoping for for that to show off a bit more. I know I saw they talk about that Marauder theme pack, which was added, inspired by the Ewok Adventure. I don't know what that is pertaining to. Oh, the Ewok Adventure, the Ewok show they did. Wow. The Marauder theme park has been restored to the game with new updates and rewards. Theme park has been redesigned as challenging open world mid-sized group content and requires players to explore all around the planet of Endor. So if you want to slaughter some Ewoks, you certainly freaking can. And hey there, forking around. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Of course, there is Mustafar. You can get the old Republic Jedi Master cloaks and stuff like that through the HK instance. Let's see here. I saw something. So yeah, some of the big, like it is the whole thing seems to be surrounded around the Jedi aspect, the Force and stuff like that. So for it added, introducing the Force sensitive, a new agent of disruption. The Patriots of Dathomir have emerged in earnest to purge the planet. So that's kind of what we got through that brief description. Themselves in a village surrounded by a mysterious wall of mist, which if you hadn't played the game, you don't quite know what is going on with that. But the Jedi village was, yes, clouded in mist until you got basically the unlock to start learning for Jedi, and then you had to grind to get to the village and then start on in earnest your Jedi quest. So yeah, Jedi unlock system. So this is kind of bringing, from the sounds of it too, it's kind of bringing back the Jedi village system, which was kind of towards the end of the combat upgrade cycle. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I thought there was gonna be more in that little trailer, but I mean, there's a lot of changes going on for it, and like I said, it's the introduction of the Jedi village, if you know about that whole system from the game when it was live. And then there's more, yeah, they're doing more with Dathomir than just kind of a grindy area, and just a high level area to capture some monsters and rancors and stuff like that. That was certainly where creature handlers went. That was where they had the Death Watch bunker to get your Mandalorian armor when you had a crafter that was skilled enough to do all that. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, no, I was surprised they didn't put more in the trailer.
Yeah, me too. I was a little disappointed when watching that. I'm sorry, everybody. I feel like I kind of that was kind of a down. I was hoping for that to kind of revive after the Bad Batch. Because they've shown off so much more before, but oh well.
Other market in there, right?
Win some, you lose some. Let's see. There's some interesting stuff. Oh, where did I save this? All right. Okay. Where did I save it? And this ought to horrify you a bit. Although I don't know how much you really care for some of the DC games. And remember, folks, for that this is coming from that Suicide Squad game, which for anybody that has been paying attention does have links to that company, Sweet Baby Inc., which is attempting for basically social engineering and additives of that sort of content, DEI or ESG level storyline content into games. And then we get this cringy looking shit. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but I unfortunately did. But yeah, first look at Joker, and also from Suicide Squad.
The Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
The original Arkhamverse Joker has been dead for 5 years, but this is a new Elseworlds twist on the villain.
Which when I see this version of Joker, I couldn't help but, for anybody that's familiar, Final Fantasy VI, Kefka. And I know basically Kefka is kind of based off of Joker a bit, but this is kind of like a reversal almost. Like they got some of his look down and everything.
He was part of the Suicide Squad in the Elseworld that he's from, which already shows that he's slightly more cooperative than the previous Joker we've had. But as you get used to him and actually play to him, you realize he's unhinged.
And this is also supposed to be involving the Arkham universe from the Batman Arkham games, which again, like they just said, how Joker was dead, but now they're doing some multiverse bullshit and bringing in an alternate universe Joker.
In a different way.
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world and this new squad.
He hadn't reached supervillain status before Brainiac invaded, so, he's still a bit less experienced.
I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior. But deep down, he's not sure who he is yet.
Lock him up. Oh, making new friends after a move is always tough.
As your mission expands deeper into the lore of the DC universe, this new version of the Joker will join your fight with his unique combat, traversal, and...
I don't know if I ever got insecurities from the Joker. I don't
No,
know what you can say, man.
absolutely not, dude. This is garbage.
and weaponry.
His
You
traversal
gotta
is
be shitting me. Are you kidding me with this?
all based around a rocket-powered umbrella, which he can blast himself into the air, and then uses that to glide around, and then he can actually flip that down to grind along buildings, knocking enemies out of the way.
And the kind of frantic vertical and horizontal energy that he has means you've always got to be moving and always attacking the enemies.
The Joker is only the first of the new squad recruits you could meet through the ongoing additions to our game.
Over time, we can build up a library of characters that DC fans might not have expected to see in a video game, like a regular comic book release. I look forward to when the next issue's coming out, and in the same way, I hope people will look forward to the next episode from us.
Whatever it is, I'm down.
New environments, new characters.
I thought this was also where they showed Joker twerking, but yeah, I can't imagine anybody that's truly excited for this game. And for a Joker who's more in touch with his feelings. What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm at a loss for words.
We stunned them into silence. Yeah. It's
like, is this a thing?
Yes, this is the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League or whatever game. And yeah. This is where they will be killing the Justice League, and I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I can't even.
Yeah, Brandon. Is that hard for WB Games to understand? We don't need to see the Joker again. I mean, Forkin, he's looking pretty flamboyant. He's looking pretty flamboyant as it is. He might be. I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted you there.
I'm just stunned that this is actually who's making this.
This is Rocksteady.
You gotta be kidding me.
If I recall correctly. I'll double check though. Hang on. I think it's just been what's been bugging the hell out of people. Let's see. Let's see. Who is behind this travesty? That's Warner Brothers. Yeah, Rocksteady.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So you know what, folks? Ignore this piece of trash game. Play the Arkham games instead. Play through the trilogy. You won't be disappointed. They are better than Spider-Man. I said it. I actually said it. But yes, they are better than the new Spider-Man games for sure. Play Arkham. They are superior.
Do not buy this trash.
No, because like I said too, it has the Sweet Baby Ink stench all over it. And for anybody that needs a reminder, we've talked about this company before. You can check out the video on the Fractured Filter Gaming channel. But yeah, the founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better and more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, and more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. And like it is, they were behind. They assisted, quote unquote, with Alan Wake 2, character arc, voice and sensitivity reading. Spider-Man 2 worked on the story consultation. For any you cucks out there that bought that piece of trash. God of War Ragnarok, narrative and character consultation with a focus on representation. Yet people still wank off the God of War games. They're trash, folks.
I never played them. Are they bad?
Storyline wise, yes. Gameplay wise, could give a shit. Other than it looks like Dark Souls-esque fat rolling and stuff like that. But their client list is huge, and there is Rocksteady and Warner Brother Games. And the funny thing is, they have not updated this site since a lot of attention got onto them. So weirdly, gamers actually got something done a bit. Shut them up a bit. They at least went quiet. Doesn't mean that they're gone though. So keep the pressure on, everyone. Definitely avoid anything coming out of that this company has any attachment to. This is why it's important. Do your research. I understand some games can get you hyped, but you got to know when to take that extra step back and go, nah, not for me. Not gonna do it. So yeah,
just should have just stopped at the. They should have just stopped the other Batman games. Or I'm sorry, yeah, the other ones. But oh well.
Nerdy Neo, Arkham games, and Origins are great. I still need to play Origins. I got it really cheap. I gotta play through it one of these days. Melee Games keeps warning me against it just because it's pretty buggy apparently. Probably Forkin. Prediction Joker is going to insinuate a gay relationship with Batman in his universe, like Flashpoint, but gay. Hey, Beard of Liberty, how's it going? Reject modernity and all that. You know, play old games, watch old TV shows. Certainly, what we're going to be doing soon with the Stargate episode tonight. And hey, Star Wars Marvel purist saying, hail the fractured filter, hail back at you. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, that's right. WB Montreal made Arkham Origins, that was handed off to another company. I'm gonna also have to hard disagree from the subversive elements that are within those games, but Fork and I won't ruin your fun. Just keep an ear to the ground, as it were. Yeah, that was that shit show. Now, here's something that's been a little bit more closer to my neck of the woods for sure. Something that has always bugged the ever-loving piss out of me. And that is the localizers. And that's localizers not just for anime, but localizers for video games as well. And apparently they've been getting up to some more shit. Over here on Niche Gamer, localizers admit to proactively censoring games for Western audiences. Like I say, this is not just, yes, we've got this on gaming, but this is also, I'd say, what is happening with an anime, what is happening with anything that gets brought over. There's a potential that these localizers, these jackals, these parasites are altering scripts, altering language and stuff like that to make it more, what is it? More like it already says, more like sensitive, more suitable for Western audiences, which is, I could have sworn what we once went already through, being very angry at them for even changing like the original Godzilla, turning into King of the Monsters, and the way they changed that. Personally, I don't mind that. I think they lighten the tone, but they also, I think, still maintain true. However, I understand where people's aggravations come with some of this shit. And it certainly has with mine since getting into things like Dragon Ball and knowing of changes to anime and everything, especially in the early days for weird censoring and censoring of the violence and stuff like that, where it was blatantly obvious. But then as time had gone on, these fuckers got worse. More and more alterations and stuff like that started happening. Like it is, there's a famous there's a meme comic that was like showing it like it was clearly Japan, but it was like in LA, and they're like, oh, we're gonna sit down and have some hamburgers, but they hold up a rice ball. Just some of the damaging things these nitwits have been behind, but apparently they are getting more and more bold. localizers inside the gaming industry have admitted to proactively censoring games for Western release. A recent article from the Japan Times covered the role of localization when it comes to bringing Japanese media to English-speaking audiences, and a handful of statements in particular stood out. And again, I have noticed this with when they do full releases of manga as well. I have noticed differences between what fans have translated online versus the quote unquote official releases that come over to the West. Even with something from the one of the series that I was very much into back in the day when it first came out, which was Naruto. And I've looked at some of the mangas that I did pick up, and there were edits even in that where they removed like middle fingers and stuff like that. Very benign things too, but things that very much a teenager would do. But again, and that's why I have sadly not picked up a lot of things like that, because I for the most part, as far as I know too, things like Berserk have been fine. But it's happened with even Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z for the manga releases. Those have also been edited and censored and stuff like that for Western sensibilities. Even though they once released them normal just fine once upon a time ago, and good luck finding that. So one statement from Frank Genty, the senior localization manager at Bandai Namco, attributes some of the games to the hash brown Me Too movement, and that they need to tell Japanese game developers dress their heroines. And further, sadly, why I won't be picking up Tekken if Bandai Namco is really listening to them. We tell them that the cleavage is a bit too exposed, or the skirt is a bit too short. Before, they weren't very flexible, but they've become more proactive on such subjects. Keep in mind, though, they are heavily pushing against the Eastern market, especially because it is Japan's the main exporter of their games, bringing this stuff over. Meanwhile, Sony Entertainment won't censor the was it that sex scene out of The Last of Us 2 with a thing that looks very mannish getting railed from behind. That is okay. But some cleavage in a Japanese game. Listen, guys, you have to change that, okay? We can't have that, okay? Fucking piss ants. Fans have been concerned about how activist localizers could encourage censorship in games being brought westward, but rarely have they spoken so brazenly about it. It's a problem that came to mind when Sony Computer Entertainment restructured as Sony Interactive Entertainment and moved from Japan to California. Makes me further glad I stepped away from that console altogether. Remember, you bought it. You support this. Just saying. These proactive changes, encouraged by their Western counterpart, has led to Japanese developers anticipating the desires of localizers. Masayoshi Yokoyama, the executive producer of the Like a Dragon or Yakuza series, explained how they now seek out the options of localizers when developing the game. So they might be a little safe. Although they're still with Capcom, and Capcom's a budget. Many representations which were normal in Japan in the first Like a Dragon games are no longer acceptable today. Fuck that. You should keep the games the way they were originally developed. And if you're doing your remasters and stuff like that, copy, paste, make it look beautiful, maybe change up the gameplay, but that's it. Leave everything else alone. That was going to be my problem, certainly, with the Knights of the Old Republic remake. We talked about that. How they were going to be essentially, yes, remaking the game, but rewriting the whole goddamn story. Leave it alone.
They can't, though.
No, they can't. They have to change.
And they won't. Didn't we go through this with KOTOR, where they're going to change Revan to a girl?
They were going to possibly do a lot of different things with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, leave it alone.
Absolutely.
But
we ask our teams in the United States and Europe to read the game script, and they tell us if they see things that wouldn't be. So you are no longer developing a game that is your own artistic expression. This is why I have said games are nothing more than a product anymore. They are not artistic expression. They do not fall under that category to me anymore. They are just product. And if you are having to do things like that, you are doing your game. You are not doing things from your own expressive interests.
Please play the clip. My favorite clip.
Which one?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product.
I don't think I have it on here.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I have only so much room on Restream.
Oh, is that it? He's like, don't ask questions. Just consume product and prepare for new product.
Yep.
That needs to be in at least your top 5.
Hang on. I think I have it saved. I can upload. I'll try and upload it.
No, you're good. But it's true.
That's it. It's just they just want you to just keep consuming the next product over and over. I'll get to that comment. While the problem of censorship in gaming localization has been known, it is still smoldering compared to the recent flashpoint in manga and anime. That's why I bring up those two things. They are still, for anybody that thinks for 1 second that, Japan has been safe and they are producing and, not being affected. No. They have been. It's just been a lot. They've been on that slow burn. It hasn't gotten ramped up to that point. We're getting to the ramped up point to where it's also getting more on the surface. Japan's going to hit the same effect. Is going to run into the same problems as the West. It's just now that the fucking doomsday clock is ticking down. Recently, localizers have had to justify their position after the Ancient Magus Bride began to simultaneously publish in Japanese and English, thanks to artificial intelligence AI. That was pretty hilarious. Even voice actors that have embedded themselves in the industry have reason for concern, as fans can now redub anime with AI using more accurate translations. Don't even redub it; just translate it. Just use the AI translations for more accurate translations. Don't even change it. I will be happy to put these fuckers out. Just translate it. If anything, the success of Godzilla -1 should be evident enough that people are more than happy and more than willing to watch a subtitled movie. Give it their money, sit and enjoy this because it has enjoyed a great deal of success. Stop it. You don't have to redub it. And if anything, hey, for young kids watching this will help some reading comprehension. They'll have to try and read that shit as quick as possible. And if they have to, they have it on DVD or Blu-ray, pause it, go back. They're streaming it. Pause it, go back. Do that. You can read it, kids. Don't worry. You'll get it eventually. And eventually you'll be able to read quickly enough to be no problem. Just takes time getting used to. But stop with the dubbing. Stop with the redubbing. Just translate it. However, for gaming, it's modders instead of AI at the forefront, restoring cut content. Yes, that is very true. They've been doing that for a long time. Look at even Knights of the Old Republic 2. They were definitely the ones that were the modders were restoring all the cut content that Obsidian couldn't put in because they had a time delay and stuff like that, or a timeline, or a deadline they were trying to make.
So you have issues with dubbed.
I've had a love-hate relationship with dubbed anime.
Like, just ask like Dragon Ball Z, right?
There's some that is really good. Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, to name two that are
Dragon Ball Z
exceptional. I honestly can't watch the original Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. I unabashedly adore. I think the Vegeta is perfect. The Goku that they did have pronounced like Kaioken correctly and everything. And they even kind of had the same inflections of the Japanese voice actress, which I can't remember her name at the moment, for Goku, but did a fantastic job. But otherwise, like,
I didn't know that. Did a woman play Goku's voice? Or
yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Hang on, let me get the.
Interesting. Maybe that's right. Maybe I did see that. She played like was she
Masako Nozawa. She was the one that voiced Son Goku for the Japanese, and still does to this fucking day. But it's funny, like, once we discovered the international channel and when we were watching there was no subtitles, but we were watching it anyways. It was smack dab during the Frieza saga. Parts where ours kept stopping at, it had gone beyond, and we were watching it and we were just engrossed in it, watching it, and we just loved it. And I didn't care that it was voiced by a woman. I thought she did a great job for Goku. And the rest of the voice cast is just phenomenal. I personally as soon as we started watching that, switched over entirely. And personally, from then on generally prefer the Japanese voices to the Americans.
How do you get that? What version? This is a dumb question because you're more knowledgeable about anime than I am. So you have the dub version. Is there the original version, and how do you get that? Because here in America, all they play is, America,
so sometimes,
in Canada they play.
Sometimes yes, like on some DVD releases and stuff like that, they will have both Japanese and English dubbings. But like I said, like this whole localizer thing is pointing out, though, you have to be very careful because even though they're doing the translations, they could be still inputting things that aren't actually being said by them.
Do you know if that was the case with like Dragon Ball Z, the dubbed?
So yes, so dubbing, the original dub, the Ocean dub, for example, famously, Vegeta, when fighting Goku, says how Goku's father was a great scientist and was the one that came up with the whole energy ball technique for them to transform the giant monkeys into the Uzaru forms. So that was one of them. That was one of the, like, they I don't know if it's the excuse of, we just didn't have like the proper translation scripts and stuff like that, but that was one of those really goofy lines that they threw in there. I think even also like having Krillin say Mondo cool and stuff like that. Little things. And then, like I said, the censorship for certain violence and everything, in particular, like Goku getting the hole blasted through him by Piccolo. They censored that very shoddily. Like you could see it moving on his chest. Like I remember watching that as a young, as a teen and going, wait a minute, what? There's something going on there, because you could clearly see that what's supposed to be going on. But yeah, I mean, I have something else here that is part of all this. Oops. Yeah, Mondo Kamehameha. Bookmarks. So yeah, and even this, God, sorry folks, but This person saying boycott immediately. All localized products until we can get this fucking shit to stop. That's not going to happen. But the main thing that I was kind of wanting to curious to possibly listen to. So this Katrina basically said the same thing, which is clips from Nice America, a stream where they admit to censoring anything that makes their localizers uncomfortable, and further stating that their localization is often, quote unquote, better than the original. I fucking doubt that. But let's take a look at this one first.
Sometimes it'll be jokes, Japanese jokes, have a little different values than we do.
Yeah. So things like we try to kind of work around things that might be a little sexist, for example, like in Japanese humor.
Activate fire.
And with those things, we like to try to make it more culturally appropriate for our players.
And that doesn't mean it has to be made less funny either.
No, not at all. We can work in something even better sometimes.
Let's go.
So there's the hubris of these fuckwits right there, thinking that they can do something better than the original artists that are making what they want to create. The thing is, too, is that Japanese also deal in a lot of puns and everything that doesn't always translate. But if you are importing a fucking game from another country, you should be respectful to what they are producing. And I mean, don't they? I mean, it's funny, and I hate even just kind of doing this myself. But it's like, you know, aren't they the first ones to shout cultural appropriation and all that sort of garbage? I mean, I know that they're massive hypocrites as it is, and they do it as they see fit. But it's still just like you can't help but just kind of go, isn't this what you're fucking doing right now when you're taking a game and thinking you can do it better with their translation, with their storyline, with what they are trying to express through this artistic vision? I mean, it just baffles me. And so let's see what this creature has to say.
For example, like with game localization, you're usually doing it, there's going to be an English dub. None of the Japanese source material is going to be available to the player. So you can get a lot more creative with it. You can, adjust the cultural interpretations as you need to.
You should not be that. No. For one, fuck you, lady.
She just say cultural interpretation. Did she just say
yes
about cultural interpretation?
No.
What if you don't know anything about the culture? How are you supposed to interpret it?
Yeah, then you should be learning the culture and then accurately translating what is being expressed from in the script, from the games, whatever, from the characters, all that sort of shit. None of this. No. Imagine doing this to any other culture, though. Tell me how quick they would be if they did it to, I don't know. I say this almost jokingly, but something from Africa, something from the Middle East. How quick would they be then to force those changes? Huh? I got to know. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that freaking quick.
You can even contact the developer and be like, hey, I want to change this little visual aspect so it works better with our culture. So you have a little bit more control over what the player is going to experience as a localizer. However, when you're working with video content, especially animated content, with animation, you can do so many fantastical things. Like you can have crazy stuff popping in and out. You can have like almost like a music video as quality where there's like abstract things happening in the background, or they zoom in on an object that really shouldn't exist. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with animation, but it's on screen and you can't change that. So when it comes to stuff like cultural references, there's nothing much that I can do to change.
What I find very funny about all this, though, is that the mask is off, so to speak. All this shit has been coming more and more to the forefront. It makes me happy. And I only hope it continues to burn them down. because this has always been my problem, and the thing that has put me off from getting games that have been imported in and stuff like that, because they do get heavy alterations. I can also point to, God, so many goddamn games. But like, I remember when, like I said, for Naruto games, the games then on the gaming side was starting to get more popular. And they started importing them in. The problem was, for some of these games, because the West version of the anime was not up to date. I think it was this one. And I remember picking it up because I wanted to at least maybe have some understanding for the game and stuff like that, to know what was going on. Yeah, I believe this one was it. It was the Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles. And in places where they had some characters, they did not. They had in the original. They did not in the Western release. And then they had to release a second iteration of that game with the fully updated characters that was supposed to be in that game originally. And that's just some of the changes that goes on with these games, which is amazing, which is kind of insane for some aspects, because it's like, how did you get the right to change that game to reflect what wasn't caught up to here in the West for the anime and the manga and stuff? So this has so many different levels of what happens with games, with anime, with manga, you name it, that these localizing shit bricks change and modify. So again, just like I was saying for when it comes to the Suicide Squad, Sweet Baby Inc. and all that, do your research, folks. Make sure. And that's what makes me very hesitant with because it was announced that the Berserk 90s anime is getting a remaster. And I am very, 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 very skeptical on how faithful the subtitling would be for that series. And Berserk is one of my absolute favorite. And so all I can do is wait and see what's going to happen with that, how well it's done. And that's all I can do. That's all any of us can do. Is wait and, kind of like they say, vote with your wallets.
I think it's very interesting that you bring up, or not you, but she makes the point about culturally interpreting whatever, right? And it's like, how, if you don't know anything about the culture, how are you supposed to interpret it when you're the one that's, I don't know. That was very interesting that she said that. So it's like, if you don't know anything about the culture, then how are you supposed to interpret that? I don't know.
No, I mean,
does that make any sense? If you don't know about the culture, then it should be them they should be the ones that should be helping. They should then be
doing basically research, understanding, and knowing that culture, what is being expressed via the characters and everything like that.
Right. Not leaving it up to you to do it if you don't know anything. So does that make sense? I mean,
no, I get what you're saying. I do. It's just, yeah. That was my rant for the night.
Yeah.
All right, let me go back a bit for the chat. We had Static jumping in saying, yo. Hey, yo. That's still about the Spirit of Liberty said, I bet these localizers cheer on or attend certain gatherings where people parade naked in streets, but cover up those video game and anime boobs. Exactly. But that's the thing. They are and have been trying to over time exert that level of control over the Eastern companies because that's what they want. They want control. And the only acceptable like you say, people parading around naked to be done is when it's their side specifically doing the parading around. Anybody else, and it's called bad. No. So that's the main thing. It's bad when anybody else does it. It's okay when they do it. The whole friend enemy dynamic. Nerdy. Nerdy Neo, I wouldn't doubt that beard. Star Wars Marvel Purist says it's no longer left versus right, conservative versus liberal. These days, it's normal versus weirdo or authoritarian versus freedom. Forking around, the overprotective Christian conservatives are back, except they're communist atheists. Sounds like a bad movie sequel. They've never. No. This is the thing. Honestly, in my own personal thoughts about it, it's always been as you say, the communist atheists. They like I just expressed. It's okay when they do it, but they don't want anybody else exerting that kind of energy or exerting that kind of expression and stuff like that. And even if you can say the Christian conservatives, their whole aspect was to defend and try and maintain morality in the country. They were trying to basically, in a way, not get to such a level that we are at now. Thing was, and guess what? As any of us have been paying attention as of late, what does the media like to do? Over sensationalize and overblow things. And honestly, and no offense, Hitman, but even for myself at the time, we didn't, for a lot of the people that I knew and that we talked about, we didn't take the Christians very seriously.
Yeah.
And honestly, they didn't have a lot of power even in the 80s and in the 90s. And I know everybody wants to bring up the Christian conservatives going after D&D and all that. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the same people that are doing this shit that's today. And what do we like? What is it that likes to get thrown around very quickly too? Anytime there's a group organizing in such a way, they're feds, right? They're feds. It's part of a fed op. Trying to make also Christian conservatives look Looney Tunes and crazy and such like that, right? I could very well see that. The alphabet organizations like to destabilize countries and have had a lot of practice. So doing it here in the States isn't that difficult.
No, and to your point, yeah, I mean, it's their work. I mean, sure, there's Christians out there that weren't serious, and I don't know. I think it takes, and I'll just touch on this, and then we'll go back to what the article. It's like it takes it shouldn't ever be like this, where it takes something major to happen to get serious about like what you believe. But I think it did, and the examples were like Anheuser-Busch and Target and all these different things that happen to people. I think more so probably you can make the argument that the conservative too, but also the Christians like no, absolutely not. And so, but this happens with voting too. It's like typically. And this is, someone could say, well, that's you're speaking in generalities. That's not everybody, but like the conservative is lazy when it comes to voting. The Democrat, like if you can get Democrats and I call them libtards, but liberals to come out there and show up and vote, like they'll come out and they'll vote. But the conservative is lazy when it comes to that, and so you've got to figure out, how do you get them not to be lazy? And how do you get them to be serious? Like it's one thing to be serious and talk in church and talk this big game, but like at some point in time, like when are you gonna like practice what you preach? or
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and I mean, there are people that want, that talk about, what are the conservatives conserving at this point? Well, they've been browbeaten into not doing that anymore.
No, but you know what's funny? Like the days of like, like the Democrat, like a Democrat 60 years ago, like a Democrat and a Republican 60 years ago could sit down and have a discussion, like, back when Ronald Reagan and like they may have differences, but the Democratic platform and the Republican platform are like it's completely different. And I'm not going to sit here and say that conservatism is without its faults. Like, no, they're both corrupt, right? But it's like which one
sides of the same coin at this point, right?
But which one is more moral than the other, right? And
which puts on the face more of it, yes.
Yeah. But like to your point, like people are lazy, and it sucks that it takes something massive to happen.
It's unfortunate that it has to get to that boiling point for anybody to act, right?
And and if it hadn't, if like people had like stood up for the morals and had a set of cojones, and I can't talk, man, because I haven't voted in years. Like I think I voted for Trump, maybe, if I remember. Like I typically don't, because at the end of the day, man, like my vote, like I truly believe that it's rigged. It doesn't my vote doesn't matter. We will never have a free election again. I don't mean to go off on a tangent with this, but I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't think we'll ever have a free election because of after Biden won. You're going to tell me that 70 million people voted for this guy with all the stuff that happened? Like, not to get political, but like, are you like seriously, like this guy who stayed in his basement all the election? Like Trump is not without his faults, right? Absolutely.
Oh, no human being is, right?
No, but you're telling me that this guy is our commander. Like, get out of here, dude. Try harder. So that's what I'll say.
Hey, I'm with
you.
But
you know what's interesting though is like even take whatever religion you Christianity or whatnot. I think people are just getting fed up, and they're starting to see the kind of the wool. The wolves coming. What I'm trying to say, like the blinders are coming off, right? Because here's the thing: what did we always said? The minute you start infiltrating our escapism, I was like, oh hell no, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny that our politics, like, oh, I don't want anything to do with our politics, but you start like infiltrating Star Wars and the stuff we love, then we'll come out. Like, come on, man! If we had done this years ago, like.
We might not be in this situation.
Well, I think it would have been inevitable no matter what, but anyways.
True enough.
Sorry, I got energized there. I was just
that I like getting that out of you, man. Come on. Don't let me be the only Spurgs, going off on here.
So
Star Wars Marvel Pierce says, amen, Fractured. So glad that shit has failed to date. I doubt they've completely given up. I believe that's like Sweet Baby Ink. Yeah. Keep an eye out. They're still lingering. Astro Boy is the best, still the best, says Dan Blackroyd. I have not watched Astro Boy. I know.
Is that a comic?
It was a manga and an anime. Yes, I believe it's one of the OGs. Beard of Liberty, Outlaw Star. That takes me back. I should watch that again soon. It's still good. It still holds up. Only problem is that it definitely, you could tell it abruptly launches to the end point. But still a fantastic series.
No, Astro City. Astro City was the comic. I thought it was Astro.
Oh, okay. But Outlaw Star is fantastic. I put it above things like Firefly, 100%. Totally better.
Really?
Yes, Outlaw Star is fantastic.
I've heard about Firefly.
It's one of the few animes that the English dub I actually enjoy, and I actually think it's a little better. So, one of the few. Forking Around says, as someone who watched dub, the subtitles, the English dub can be way better. Watching One Piece right now, and a lot of the English feels better in my opinion. Maybe it's just me.
You disagree?
I haven't watched One Piece, but all I can, again, like I've watched a few different things, and generally, like I've personally liked the Japanese voices much better. Especially like it is, yeah, between Dragon Ball, Naruto, those in particular, because those have been kind of I watched Berserk in the English or the Japanese dubbing, much preferred that over the American version. And like I said, Outlaw Star, I liked it, but and I can't speak for I have few rare occasions, but otherwise I can't get I'm mainly I have to me I'm a purist, I guess, in that sense too. I gotta hear the original, I gotta watch it in the original format. I just wish I would take the time to learn Japanese and know it better, so I don't have to worry about translations or anything. But I'm a dummy, my brain don't compute some of that shit. I tried taking Spanish, couldn't pick it up worth a damn. No, not all of them, Forkin. It's saying also some Asian voices are too feminine. I mean, you say also some. You say some. But I mean, listen to hear the Japanese voice actor for Kiryu of Like a Dragon or the Yakuza series. Deep as hell. And I know there's some others that I wish I could name off the top of my head, but there's more. Not all of them. Dan Blackbird says, do you remember the Krillin voice actors prank calls about the Mondo stuff? I think I do, yes. I remember those clips floating around once upon a time. I think we found them on like LimeWire and shit like that. But yes, I do remember that. Spartacus says, making Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune cousins versus lovers is one thing back in the 90s. What they are doing today is a whole other thing. Yeah, that's another part. Yeah. I mean, it's still changing up storylines and stuff like that. I was wondering why that blob was so big. And no, that wasn't my name. Screw both of you. No, it's not a split personality. That's just the freaking restream. Yeah, that's what like Static points out. It's on screen, so you can't change that, even though I really, 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 really want to. Forkin even says, good point. Commies like to change morality. Conservatives want to maintain morality. Spartacus says, leftists are able to compromise and give up on their wants to get common goals done. Conservatives don't give up on morons and goals. That's supposed to be morals or more and goals as much as they don't organize as well. That's been a big problem. Doesn't help that leadership on the right conservative front are weak-willed and don't want to upset their donors. Don't want to upset their donors. They also don't want to upset different sides. They just don't want to have a spine whatsoever. Brandon Trent says, I don't if you've seen yet, but Star Wars Theory's video of talking to a female therapist about the new female director is getting him canceled by females or female Star Wars fans on Twitter. Yeah, I heard about that. I watched, I think, part of the clip, and I mean, it's not surprising that the Disney Star Wars fans are going after him like that. Doesn't surprise me one bit, but you know, that's kind of the field he's created. So the bed he's made, he's got to now sleep in it. God damn it.
You mean tell me he got canceled by
You're making it very difficult to want to invite you in now. This fractured filter had a face reveal tonight on Saturday Night Sith. You son of a bitch. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that.
No, I meant like he's getting canceled.
He was for a short time, and then I think when he started blowing Star Wars a little bit again, they're like, oh, okay. Last I knew, nothing much has come of it, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Duke Devil says Theory is going to be at MegaCon with the G&G crew. I've heard that they've been
They're
getting
associating with him.
Yeah, they've been getting a little more public again because they used to hang out and do streams a lot. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and Star Wars Theory, they used to do like and I think Drunk 3PO, they used to do like a stream together.
I don't know if I can back anybody that backs Star Wars Theory.
I'm personally not a fan.
I haven't seen Drunk 3PO in a hot minute.
God damn it, Duke Devil. Well, now we know why she uses Kyle Katarn's face. How dare you? No, Drunk 3PO, he does his streams and stuff, usually like before, like around the time we do ours. Well, trying to think if there's anything else we want to go over.
What's the dude's name? Is that his on Instagram? Drunk 3PO?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, there we go. This guy.
Yeah, Drunk Cobra Theory was what they had their stream.
Says he's an author. An author of what?
Who? Drunk 3PO?
Yeah.
I forgot what he called his book, but he put out like basically a kid's book.
Did he end up marrying Gina Carano?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, just curious.
Well, I think that's good for topics for today. We got heated. We had some fun with that. What? 47 minutes ago, Paul Hadoken raided the Twitch channel. Shit, I didn't notice that.
Mm.
Well, I feel like a jackass for not noticing that. Achromatic Chronicles. Thank you, Static. He had the name. But shall we start inviting people in so we can get the watch party going?
Oh, yes. Can we do it already?
All right. I am going to be sending out the invite link. Here we go. Oh, there you are, Brad. No, they're not married.
Wait, this is my favorite episode.
Yeah, Brandon, we talked about that. So he says, honestly, I'm not happy with that new director for the Rey movie, Obeyed Shinoy, that who said that's times for a woman to be in charge of Star Wars, ignoring Marcia Lucas' involvement with the OG trilogy. Karen Travis. I mean, you know, list goes on. No, it's a lot of like history revisionism and everything like that too. Yeah, it's some dumb shit. Trying to think of who else was wanting to join us for this. Everybody's got the links now. I just sent it to DMs on the X. X gonna give it to you. Hello, sir. How are you?
Buenos dias. How are you?
Oh, what's up? What's up?
All
Sound like someone's rubbing like their hairy chin across the mic.
That's it, man.
I mean, it is hairy, but
so Fractured. I never knew Fractured that. Like,
That I'm a-
he likes Filoni?
I'm a
He actually
bloated,
likes
I'm
Filoni.
out of shape woman.
You said you love Kathleen Kennedy, or was it Filoni? It's Kennedy.
Sometimes these horrible secrets just manage to get out on the internet. What can I say? Well,
Thanks to Brad.
You got me. You got me.
Now, which personality? Which personality is this?
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hey, Static. Hey, Neo.
I didn't get myself banned.
No, you're good. You outed me as a purple-haired weirdo. I won't hold it against you.
At least you're not like a typical white woman.
I mean, that's his Karen.
I try to set myself apart.
That's his Karen personality. We're talking to the Fractured personality.
I'm gender fluid now, and also personality fluid, or something. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's all the same.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah, that. Hey, Metastep. Hello, Emperor Doomsday. Welcome. All right.
Are we getting this started, dude? I need to go see my goulds.
Unfortunately, Bradley will not.
That's our word. You can't use that word.
That is our word. You have no right using it. All right, we are gonna get this bitch a gun. Let me though. Here's our.
Bring in the jaffa.
Jaffa Kree.
There's a small chance I pull a Fractured.
Kree Jaffa.
Boomer it. Don't boomer it.
No, I'm fall asleep.
Fall asleep.
I was gonna say, what's pulling a Fractured mean?
Boomer.
Have you been playing Call World all day?
Yes.
Oh, hang on, sorry.
But Fractured, yeah, that whole story of Asajj Ventress dying, yeah, that was in Dark Disciples. Which, oddly enough, Dark Disciples is the novelization of one of the canceled episodes for Clone Wars.
So wait, did she die or no?
No, she died in Dark Disciples. She died. She was
tried by Dooku.
She jumped in front of Quillen Voss when Count Dooku unleashed Force lightning and was basically electrocuted to death. Basically, what happened to Mace Windu is what happened to her.
Yeah.
So is she going to be in this trailer? Because it sounded identical to
her in the trailer.
Yeah, that was her.
That's her. That is her.
You gotta be kidding me. How does she come back?
I have
come back for how do we,
the dark side is a
Quinlan
pathway to abilities.
Quinlan Voss
unnatural.
Quinlan Voss and Obi-Wan took her body back to Dathomir to bury her among the remains of her sisters.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, Fracture and I argued this in Kenobi when he when they're in the Inquisitor headquarters, whatever, and they're in the basement. Was Quinlan Voss not in one of those tanks? Because Fracture and I argued this.
No, I don't know.
No,
he was.
Yes, he was. I told you this.
All right. Let's get to the Stargate, okay? I'm done.
Let's get something with star in the name that's still good.
No more. I'm sick of Star Wars.
Yeah, Forkin, because of some odd glitch because I don't have a camera, it won't let me show my avatar.
Yeah, it's goofy.
So I am invisible.
To quote Hammond, what kind of officer are you?
All right, let's. because Hitman missed that last week. Now he got to see it. Now we are the System Lords. Let's get this going. I've got it shared in the Discord now. You guys should be able to pull up the video.
I'm excited.
And
so we all got to decide on which System Lords we are.
I'm fine with being Runt Lords of Pakna.
Well, obviously, I am Anubis because I am working behind the scenes.
Which one was that, J Hitman?
Dofus.
First it's a Dofus and a Dofus.
Dofus.
All right.
The Pophis.
Just let me know you guys can hear it and everything.
Gentlemen, these planets designated P3575 and P3A577 have been submitted by Captain Carter's team as possible destinations for your next mission. SG Units 1 and 2 will operate concurrent.
You know, I'm kind of partial to P3575. If you don't mind taking P3A577.
No, I'll take 577.
I'm not married to it. I want to be fair about this. How about we flip it?
How about you go where I tell? As far as I can
Repeat, inbound travel.
Damn, those goulds are
I just love the chemistry between these two more than the actors who portray them in the movie.
Alert! All defense teams stand by. Set the base auto-destruct countdown at 3 minutes.
As long as the goulds keep up these attacks. I can't keep this up forever. Can they? Wow.
And once they realize our gate's impenetrable, they should just give up.
Part of me just wants to let them through. Give them the fight they're looking for.
Now, which side of him was talking? The Kowalski side or the Gould side there?
Radiation team, move
Sure.
I think
Let them in, huh?
I think that's Kowalski. Because, the Gould can't take control of it because it's so young.
Now there gotta be worse ways to
Oh,
go,
that's
I
right.
suppose.
That's right.
You don't think the goulds are sending people through, do you?
Be like bugs on a windshield.
Team reports all clear, sir. All right, stand down from alert and abort the countdown.
Kowalski, what's the matter? Headache. Took a fistful of aspirin, but nothing helps.
Get down to the infirmary, get it checked out. Come on.
Sir, I think I'll do that. Sir, with your permission.
By all means, Major, I need you to lead your team to P3575.
Inbound traveler, inbound traveler.
Reset the counter. Here we go again. All defense teams, remain in position.
So this iris is gonna hold, right?
Pure titanium, less than 3 micrometers from the event horizon. It won't even allow matter to fully reintegrate.
So this iris is gonna hold, right?
If it doesn't, the fail-safe device will detonate, this whole mountain will vaporize, and there'll be nothing to worry about.
Ah, good. I feel much better.
So what happens if they hit that thing? Just go back into.
So have they not figured out all the rules of how the Stargate works yet? Because isn't there like they have a countdown timer of 3 minutes, but can't a wormhole connection stay active for like 6 hours?
It depends on if it's coming from an original dialing device. Like it can stay active longer, I think. While theirs has to have like a cooldown, if I remember. Or is it dialing device that supersedes another one? I forget. God dang it.
I can understand how Kowalski feels. This job gives me a headache, too.
Uh-huh. That's bad news, General.
Not much for small talk, are you, Colonel?
How's your weekend? Get any fishing in?
I'm rejecting your request to have Teal'c join SG-1. Wasn't my choice. Colonel Kennedy is en route from the Pentagon right now. He'll be asking your friends some questions.
What kind of questions?
What we're up against, troop strength, technology, weaponry.
I'd like to know the answers to those questions too, sir. But after they're done asking,
There'll be more questions. Possibly test. After all, he's
sorry, I didn't have the
honorable
chat up for a
form of
moment there.
hostile,
I can
enemy inside his body.
I can share the screen occasionally. I just don't want to get hit by the YouTube.
Maybe I've noticed, Colonel,
the audio seems to work just fine
the
for them.
Alien species we've actually run into. You don't think that qualifies your friend as a subject of scientific interest?
A subject?
He is what he is, Colonel.
With
And
all
hey,
due
Meteor
respect,
Advocate
sir,
Simone.
I don't think
Welcome
he
to the
saved
party,
the lives
pal.
of my team or came over to our side so we could become a damn guinea pig for U.S.
Oh, sorry to hear your
intelligence.
team's
Back up.
losing.
He switched sides once. Are you 100% positive he won't switch back?
Yes, sir.
Well, you are alone in that assertion. Colonel Kennedy arrives within the hour. I promise Teal'c will be treated with dignity and respect for as long as he remains a guest of this facility. Beyond that, I can't promise a damn thing. Dismissed.
Hey, am I interrupting anything?
Yes.
Why don't I come back?
The people from Chulak.
We sent the last of them back through the gate just before the gould started knocking at the door.
Good.
Thanks to you. So, how long do you think they'll keep it up?
1, perhaps 2 more attempts. They will believe their weapons have destroyed you. They will not send warriors through for some time to make sure of your destruction.
Well, they'll be in for a surprise, huh?
Your iris will be closed. They will be crushed.
Surprise.
Am I a prisoner?
Yeah.
I understand.
We're not exactly living up to your expectations of us, are we? We've been living alone in our little corner of the galaxy for quite a while. And I think the people I work for just need to get to know you a little better. I mean, your knowledge of the Goulds alone makes them a little curious.
I will give that knowledge freely.
Yeah, I know you will, and we'll put it to good use.
I will pledge my allegiance to this world.
I'm just not sure that's ever going to be enough for them to trust you. To be honest with you, I think they're scared of you.
I understand.
You must be used to that by now, huh?
I am a Jaffa. I have served as a warrior for your enemy. I have carried your enemy within me.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a human thing. We tend to be afraid of things we don't know.
Why is O'Neill not afraid?
Teal'c, I saw you stand up to a god. You refused to kill. I saw you make that decision.
Yes.
In that moment, I learned everything I needed to know to trust you.
If I had killed you then, I would not be here now.
Neither would I.
I will prove my allegiance, O'Neill.
Teal'c, I sure wish you didn't have to.
When I do, you will show me this world.
Oh, you bet. Just not all at once, though. It's big.
And these headaches, Major, they started when you came back from your last mission.
Yeah, they've been getting worse.
Anybody else on the team experienced these symptoms?
No. Why?
It could be a reaction to gate travel.
Look, Doc, just give me a horse pill for the pain or something. It's a damn headache.
What's this? You didn't notice this?
What? Notice what? Oh! Major! Oh, no!
So, the device should be on every planet we find. I studied the one on Abydos for months. It's sort of like a
Telephone.
telephone. I like that. In order to get back home, all you have to do is dial Earth, which is what we're here to talk about. So, what is Major Kowalski doing in the embarkation room?
He's gone a bit funny.
Page Colonel O'Neill and General Hammond to the embarkation room now.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie? Major Kowalski?
Jack? What am I doing here?
Hey, we got a sick man here. Where the hell is he?
Okay, sorry about that. I stepped away to relieve myself and take care of my dog real quick. So the Stargate can be open for about half an hour, I believe. Even the Pegasus Stargates, until they have to shut off automatically.
Doesn't like a dialing device supersede their?
No, it doesn't.
I thought it did.
No, it didn't. The Stargate draws energy from the destination,
right?
Unless you pump more energy into
please.
the Stargate, in which that will keep it open longer.
Is to gather information, knowledge about our potential enemies.
I offer my knowledge of the goa'ulds. I offer my skills.
So the reason why they have that timer is that's a self-destruct to completely destroy the base.
Self-destruct sequence.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yes.
This is just an informal meeting, son. Take a seat.
I have a lot of questions to ask, so if there are no objections. What can you tell us about the power source the Goulds use to power their weapons, ships?
Nothing.
I see. Do you yourself have an understanding of the physics behind the Stargate?
No.
I see.
Knowledge of gold magic is forbidden.
It's not magic, Teal. They just want you to think that. Permission to barge in, sir?
Colonel O'Neill. I was hoping to meet you. Your mission report from Chulak made for the most engrossing analysis of my career.
Well, thanks. What was your favorite part?
Perhaps now's not the time, Colonel.
General, you know what I went and did? I told Teal'c how we all respect a person's rights in this country.
I assure you, there's nothing untoward taking place here, Colonel. Please, join us.
Thank you. Hey, Teal'c.
O'Neill.
That's Teal'c with an apostrophe. T-E-A-L apostrophe C.
Colonel.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Teal'c, what can you tell me about the Goulds?
They rule by force. Their numbers were very few, but they are growing.
How many worlds do they control?
Many hundreds, perhaps more.
And should we expect to encounter these Goulds everywhere we go?
It is possible. But there are many more worlds that the Goulds have no use for. On those worlds, the people are abandoned and left to fend for themselves.
Is there a leadership or government with which we could negotiate a peace?
Some, like Apophis, are great kings and rule over many worlds as their gods. But they have no need for peace. If they could kill you, they would.
Could they? They have spacecraft, right?
Yes. Without the Stargate, such a journey would take many months, perhaps even years. It would take many vessels,
hopefully
many slave armies.
We're not that much of a nuisance just yet.
These slaves, where do they come from?
There is a tale of a primitive world the gould discovered millennia ago. The Tari. First world where forms of this type evolved. It is said the gould harvested among the primitives. Some became gould hosts. Others became jaffa. The rest were taken as slaves and seated among the stars to serve them. But that world has been lost for centuries.
Tilk, beings of this form evolved here on Earth.
We are the Tari.
This world is the world you're talking about, Tilk. Ra came here. If our ancestors hadn't rebelled and buried the Stargate, you would have not become strong enough to challenge them.
And the galaxy is populated by the ancient peoples of Earth.
There could be millions by now, and you are their greatest hope.
A very convenient method to have humans basically be the main characters on all planets over aliens.
Gets that out of the way at least.
They don't ever address the fact that everyone speaks English, though, do they?
I'm gonna drop by the control room. By the silence around here.
Not entirely.
Some do, and
When's the last time you slept?
some just are still speaking the kind of
Doesn't help when the
Jaffa-ish
whole base goes
language.
on alert every 2 hours.
It kind of
it's
depends
not
on
that,
like what
it's just-
civilization they're aping.
My mind races and I can't stop thinking.
I mean, at least we're happy. At least we're all happy that they're not in
Stay
any
awake forever.
aliens in foam costumes.
I can try. You're right. I'll meet you at the next briefing.
I'm having a flashback to Friday the 13th.
Can't imagine why. Oh, that might be why.
Fractured, look at what Paul just posted in the chat.
Mr. Kowalski, we're all done here, but I'm taking you off.
FYI, Tari is retard backwards.
Security to the affirmative.
I'll debate him on that.
Kowalski's gone mad!
Close the blast doors! Emergency in the control room! Emergency in the control room!
Kowalski! Don't shoot! Don't shoot, don't shoot.
I'm very curious as to who was talking there, the Gould or Kowalski.
Hard to tell if it's getting more around the spinal
Stupid
cord.
YouTube censoring the chat. I had to go to all chat in order to be able to see Paul's comment.
Paul, if you want to join us, let me know, dude.
What the? Someone inside the elevator hit the emergency stop.
Get those doors open.
Get him up.
What's about time? Give me a hand here. Charlie, what the hell's going on?
I don't have a clue, Colonel. But she's hurt bad. We have to get her to the infirmary.
Parasites wrapped around his spine.
I wouldn't do that without touching the sky.
It's a gould. Probably an infant.
It's a boy.
I think
You're a daddy.
It's not sure yet. It's what's causing your blackout.
Well, I mean,
What are you
goulds
saying?
are gender
I got one of
fluid.
those parasites in
No,
me?
I was gonna say, has it decided its gender yet?
How the hell does that happen?
Well, obviously, it chose male.
You didn't feel it happening?
Yeah, the ghouls
No.
do have a preference on hosts.
When was the first time you blacked out? I was here.
Otherwise, it would have chosen Samantha Carter.
Yep.
We just come back through.
Which, by the way, might I just point out that
coming back through the Stargate.
if this was made in modern times, Samantha Carter would have been the one that would have taken him down in the elevator.
Yes, probably.
Oh, God, Jack. I thought I wrenched my neck. Anyway, Casey, he was
All right, so
right.
really
Took him out of
quick.
there.
Yeah.
So the gould can't control him, but why? So what's different than him and Teal'c? Why is Teal'c normal and he's not? Am I
Teal'c-
missing something?
Teal'c is Jaffa, a genetically altered human
Oh.
who is created to be a carrier for the gould larva.
Like they kind of said in the pilot episode, they're like kangaroos. They have the pouch and everything for carrying
That's
the
why
gould.
it's not affecting him
He-
mentally.
Yeah.
Well, and like Teal'c points out in the second episode, how by them carrying the gould offers then the benefits to the Jaffa, longer lasting life, stronger immune system, stuff like that.
Well, it's not just the stronger immune system. Is that gould, the gould larva takes over for their immune system. Their immune system basically dies off when they become a full Jaffa.
Yes. All right.
Now for Kowalski, it because it's so young, it's not taking complete control. It's only taking control during times when he's weak,
asleep and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and because he is pure human and not a Jaffa whose genetic code has been altered, he is perfect to be a host.
That makes sense. I got it.
Oh, God, Jack, you got to help me. You got to get this thing out of me.
That's the plan.
In fact, actually, in a later episode, there was
increase his ability to resist.
there was a Jaffa who, through meditation, was able to communicate with her gould.
Around his nervous
Can it be done
without killing him?
They had to
without making him a quadriplegic.
quickly find the gould a new host,
Only one in the world.
so that it was apparently something along the lines of it was going to destroy both of them if they didn't find a new host for the
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
Did I hurt anybody?
One man dead, a few more hurt. Captain Carter's going to be all right. I was just going to go check on her.
But then they started bringing into the question of whether or not the gould was then like Teal'c
You're
starts
not
doing
responsible,
it.
Charlie.
They start
It's not your
questioning whether or not
fault.
his
It's that
gould was
damn thing
potentially
that's
trying to
inside.
manipulate him with some of the visions and
As
stuff
soon as they know how to
he was
do it,
being
they'll
shown.
cut it out of you.
Yeah.
You got to fight.
I'm telling you. This is scaring me big time.
Takes one to know one, Steve.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of moving in.
This way, please.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
What is the emergency? They would not tell me.
That's none of your concern now.
Kowalski's become infected with a gould.
And you wish to see if I still carry the gold within me?
Yes, now, please.
God, I hate those things.
Oh, thank God, it's just the gould.
You understand we had to look and see.
What are its demands?
So far, it's only managed to rear its butt ugly head whenever Kowalski blacks out. But it's already killed a man.
Then there will be a struggle for the host body. It must have sought a host in desperation before it was mature.
We intend to remove it before that happens.
It will kill the host if you try. Once it is one with the host, it is capable of killing him.
So, what do we do?
Charlie, we got General Hammond here.
He's trying to twerk on the table. Stop him!
General!
Before it becomes a trend.
We are, Major. You just have to hold on.
No, don't you give me that good soldier crap, General. You ordered them to cut this damn thing out of me.
Teal'c says if they do that, you might die.
I don't care.
Charlie.
You know, that makes all kinds of sense now.
What
All these freaks out there who are doing all the crazy stuff like twerking and stuff like that, they all have aliens in their heads.
That explains everything.
We must offer it life to save yours.
No, I want you to kill it.
We must talk to the gould within you.
Jack, please help me, Jack.
Charlie, just let them do their job, will you?
No, don't let them do this, Jack. I want you to kill it. Kill it,
Sorry,
Jack.
just stop.
Kill it. Ep3, I won't speak to the traitor. You are their leader?
I am.
Speak.
I'm General George Hammond, United States Air Force, Commander-in-Chief of the SGC. And you are?
Interested only in returning through the Stargate. Now!
You are in no position to make demands. I have a proposition.
Release me now or I will destroy you.
If you leave this man's body, we will allow you to live and send you back through the Stargate in your natural form.
This body is mine.
If you're unwilling to leave, we will be forced to surgically...
Release me now or I will destroy you.
Do not attempt to escape.
I command
We
you.
will open fire. Carter, stand outside.
Release.
Imagine the person that's getting a frozen screen right now.
No, I was gonna say, someone pause it.
I got a bad connection according to my side.
I was wondering if
Filter, are you still there?
Did we lose Fractured?
I think we lost Filter.
No. Fractured.
Filter, come back.
He's been
Saturday Night
abducted.
Sith takeover.
He's been abducted. He's gonna be. He's gonna have a gold placed inside his head and start twerking.
Jay Hitman is takeover.
Oh dear. Let's see.
I was like, why'd you pause it? It's like, wait a minute, we're all talking and he's not. I think we lost him.
Yeah, I thought I had
I
lost
mean-
internet connection.
I mean, according to Discord, it says right here that there's like some kind of connection issues going on.
Oh, and there's
he
gone.
just dropped from Restream.
And he's gone.
Uh-oh. I mean, he's still in Discord.
How's the weather out there?
Not snowing.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Let's see, where's that?
I think it was high 50s, low 60s today.
Oh,
and there goes Discord too.
There it went.
I bet he's so happy right now.
Is there anything in the private chat?
So,
Jay Hitman, how are you enjoying the show so far?
Dude, it's fantastic, man. Absolutely. I got to I just finished the Knox.
Oh,
okay.
So you are watching a little bit ahead then.
It just one. Here's the thing: I watched, Children of the Gods, and then this one, and it just got so good, and then the Mass and Patience. So
you just watch one, and you're like, okay, just one, and I'm done. Okay, one more, and I'm done. Okay, one more, and I'm done.
I haven't
like that Dave Chappelle meme. You got any more of them Stargate SG-1 episodes?
Literally, I was
Okay.
so hyped before the show. It keeps getting like I haven't seen a bad episode. I will say, Cold Lazarus. I think it was like episode 6 was a little. I didn't quite understand the duplication, with Jack and whatnot.
Oh,
but
the
the blue crystal. Yeah, is it the
yes,
blue
yes,
crystals?
it's basically like the crystal was dying and everything, and it looked into Jack, and it saw Jack was hurting on the inside, and his kind we got reaction, but it looked into Jack, and it saw that Jack was hurting, and so it didn't understand the complexity of like organic human emotions, and so it thought it could try and help Jack by taking on his form and finding his son. But when it found out what was really going on, it kind of just understood. Well, hi there.
Are
you back?
My dog crawled around underneath my desk, killed the internet connection.
Oh,
what was that?
He did not fall asleep.
No, I did not fall asleep.
What killed the internet?
My dog.
Oh, your dog.
He was crawling. He's crawling around my desk and everything, and knocked out my internet connection. At least things still seem to be going. I paused it when it stopped. So
he's a fur.
I was like, "Why'd you pause it?" And then it was quiet, and we're all talking. I'm like, "Uh oh, I think we lost filter."
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a little digging while we were kind of all waiting for Fractured's return without the gould in the head. 38 minutes is as long as the Stargate remains open.
Okay.
And there's in fact actually an episode in Stargate Atlantis that is titled 38 minutes.
And
I'm pretty sure Fractured, you remember, and those that seen Atlantis, you all know what episode that probably is.
Dude, it's been so long since I've watched this stuff.
Was it season 1?
I just closed down the tab that I just had that open, so you had to ask now.
I just got back here. What can I say?
Okay. Yes, season 1, episode 4.
So it can only stay open for 38 minutes, but it has to be initiated from the other side.
So you activate the Stargate from one side, and when it makes the connection, it draws power from the destination to make
interesting.
And it stays open for 38 minutes as the longest it will stay open for. But if you can get more energy pumping through the connection, it will stay open indefinitely. So, for example, there's an episode where the Stargate falls into a black hole, and because of that, it draws power from the black hole, or the energy that the black hole is absorbing, and it keeps the Stargate open longer. There's also another episode where they're pumping.
The black hole episode is one of my favorites.
Oh yes, it is. It is great. And then there's another episode where one of the gould is pumping energy into the activated Stargate to overload
I remember that.
To overload the Stargate on Earth and set it off, basically destroying Earth in the process. Because there's that much energy flowing through the Stargate, is that if it gets overloaded, it will destroy the Earth.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out why it was staying open. It's like, why is it staying open so long? It was because they're pumping in small bits of energy. So that it would build up.
I looked up that Atlantis episode. That's a good episode.
It is.
So were the Jaffa created by the Goulds?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because the goulds were dying off because of their previous. I don't know. I can't remember exactly why they were dying off, but they just were dying off. And then they found humans, and humans compared to their previous hosts, the Unas, were more malleable, more easy to keep alive and repair. So they took humans as their new hosts.
Even though the Unas were pretty durable, as I recall, too, when they tried to take one down.
Yes, but I think that's probably why they took.
But also, I think the humans also went to their vanity too. They could look a little more pretty while doing what they were doing. The Unas were pretty monstrous looking creatures. So
yes, they were.
All right. You guys are in the Discord. Cool.
Yep.
Right. Let's go. So pumped.
I have no sound. That is why.
Me neither.
Because for some strange reason it was muted.
Oh, you But can you hear it now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I can't.
Okay, so when he opened it up back again, I noticed that my side was muted for some strange reason.
So wait, who's not hearing it now?
I'm hearing it.
Okay. Static?
I wasn't hearing it.
Me neither.
Did you check and see if your guys had the stream muted? Because that's what was wrong with mine.
Well, I have the Discord muted, but we were listening to it through Restream previously. Unless I'm mistaken.
That's how you should be still hearing it.
I mean, I didn't change any of my settings on Discord.
Yeah, I didn't change mine.
I had to turn on the music on Discord to hear it, so I think it's probably not going through Restream.
Oh, somehow it muted itself. I got it.
Oh.
I didn't mute it, and all of a sudden it was muted. Like, what the heck?
Okay, you have audio going through Restream, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, there's no audio. There's no audio coming. Hold on. What?
Audio through Restream is going to be delayed, though, so if you want it real time, you want to get audio.
Yeah, Paul's saying they don't hear it on YouTube either.
God dang it.
I was just about to go check.
Thank you, people, for jumping in the chat quickly. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. There's no audio going through Restream.
I
Your puppers. Still nothing.
All right, we'll just each take a character and recite their lines.
Fracture will be Samantha Carter because he naturally.
Naturally.
Hey, if there's gonna be anybody, I'd take the body of. I guess I'll be okay with that. Okay.
That little hiccup with you being booted screwed everything up.
What did you do?
He had a little dog. That's what he did.
No, my husky's a.
Oh, it's a husky.
Yeah.
How the hell is the husky getting under your desk?
Big
Well,
dog.
he's not like a large. I mean, he's just a little shit.
It's a Pomsky.
I restarted my voice meter. Hopefully that will help a little.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. I'm still not getting anything.
I was just. So you're not hearing it at all?
No. Are we sure? VLC? The VLC looks turned up, but your VLC is weird.
Have you tried turning your ears up?
Okay, Mom.
Yeah, I still don't hear anything on YouTube either. Hold on, folks, while we have technical difficulties.
Are you gonna have to run all your audio sources and everything through check all your audio sources on Discord and everything?
I'm almost wondering if I'm going to like restart things, and I don't want to. But thank God I have this going through Restream, or else I'd be really pissed off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, can you have you have done like the whole cancel the sharing and everything, right? Well, yeah, that works.
Oh.
Just takes one doggy.
I didn't. Was he in? Yeah, he had to have been. Never mind. Oh, yeah.
Hang
What
on,
he really has is a Pomeranian Husky mix, but he has to say it's really Husky.
It's still temperamental either way.
Okay, let me even like I'm restarting the video file too. Maybe that'll. If you guys are hearing it right now, then it's working again.
It's not being shared.
Yeah, you're not sharing it at all.
No. It should be playing. Just you should be just hearing it
No,
through
I-
through
no.
restream.
No, I don't.
No.
No.
Worst case
Okay,
scenario is we
you-
could possibly share it through J Hitman.
You guys chat. I'll be back. I'm gonna restart things. See if I can get it to work that way. Otherwise, I have no freaking clue what to do at the moment. So I'll be back. You guys chat it up.
You guys see that Suicide Squad commercial?
I said it. I said it in the
Which guy?
chat. I said it in the chat earlier. Is that it looks like a freaking ripoff of Fortnite.
It's like, weren't you guys talking about that earlier, or was that the other stream I was watching?
No, it was here too.
Okay, I was like, I swear we just talked about that like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, I might have missed that part.
Yeah,
The-
we were talking about it here, and it's just like it freaking looks like it's something from Fortnite.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. And
I think it's going to be terrible. And it's going to bomb.
And this is supposed to be a sequel to the
Arkham
Arkham
Knight.
Knight series, to the Arkham series.
Yeah, it's like no, Gotham Knights is a better sequel to Arkham
Did you
Knight than
actually
this
play
is.
that?
No, I did not.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've watched about it. I was very looking forward to it, but then when I heard about how it wasn't that great, I didn't bother.
Is it on Game Pass?
It is on Game Pass.
There's like this sick and twisted part inside of me that wants to download all the retarded games and play them. I don't know why, but like I want to play that, and I want to go and check out Redfall.
Oh geez.
Yeah, I brought up Redfall on Party Chat on the last episode of Party Chat for when we were talking about like the worst AAA games.
Fallout 76.
That one launched in a bad state, but my Party Chat co-host Ryan from Legion Games, he loves it, and he says it's a pretty decent game now.
Yeah,
my
my son says it's all right.
Fallout New Vegas.
I've not played New Vegas, but everyone who's played it loves it, and it's like their
it's
favorite Fallout.
It's fantastic.
The only Fallout game I have played was I think it was Fallout 4, or it was the one that
Which
came
platform?
out. It was
Hold
on
on.
PlayStation. It was right before the Vault ones, the 75 or what it was called.
Okay, yeah, because Fallout 4 was the last Fallout.
Well,
yeah, before Fallout 76.
And
But yeah,
I'll
Fallout 4
admit-
was like PS4, Xbox One. Fallout 3 was Xbox 360, PS3.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll admit I never finished it because I kind of got like, I'll admit I got overwhelmed with how much to do, and I'm one of those people that I need to like work my way through things before I get to the next mission. So,
Yeah, they're big games.
so
they're massive. They're massive games. I haven't played New Vegas either.
I spent so
I know I
many
like
hours
New
to
Vegas
see
if I played it.
The Brotherhood of the Paladin, the armor. I spent like I think 9 hours. That might be an exaggeration. I spent a long time trying to get all the armor, doing the side quests and everything.
Now we can't hear Fractured.
I haven't started talking until
Oh, we lost
Fracture's audio is completely thrown off now.
Oh, hey, look, Spartacus has a square now. It's not just his name over an invisible one.
You want to know what's funny is he has a square on Restream, but if you go and look at YouTube, it's
I'm still in.
It's a blank space.
Oh, oh, what? It's not there on YouTube, but it is on Restream. Interesting.
I have no clue why.
That makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
I hear it.
It's here. It's here.
I hear it.
Okay, good.
Interesting. Our squares are in a different order too.
Well, that's because, like, I guess it's anytime anyone enters in, it throws off the order.
Oh no! Oh no! That's because my YouTube stream is way behind, like 20 minutes. That's why they're in a different order. Still doesn't explain why the square's there on Restream and not on YouTube.
I mean, you and I talked about it, and I talked about it with these guys last week, and that's like the whole thing with the stupid camera situation that I just don't have a camera connected, so it's not letting me do anything. It's so cruel.
Okay. All right. Nothing like some technical difficulties to make the evening fun, right?
Yeah.
Hurry up. I got some power to get to.
Yeesh. Aaron again in Discord. Let's go.
It's all right, son. I won't put you through that
Meteor
again.
Advocate Timon was able to hear it on the YouTube side. We are good. Let's go.
Nothing. Just got a little mouthy. Nothing serious.
Dr. Warner, I want to know the minute that godforsaken thing can be taken out. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
This conversation is over.
As you were.
That older airwoman didn't stand up. She should be fired.
Court-martial.
Yes.
I know that many of you have served with Major Kowalski.
Dishonorable discharge.
Forgive me if what I'm about to suggest appears in any way callous. But I believe surgical removal of the parasite may be a mistake.
General, this is a waste of time Kowalski does not have.
Dr. Warner, what are Major Kowalski's chances of surviving the procedure?
10, 12% at most.
And the parasite? It is an intelligent being after all, isn't it, Colonel? I
It's a parasite.
Your report.
The parasite itself would not survive the procedure.
So, we're faced with destroying one life in the hopeless attempt to save another. You see the ethical dilemma.
No, I don't.
My
It's
team and I
one
are-
is evil, the other one is an
Procedures are
innocent
more
soldier. So
Of course.
no, there is no ethical dilemma.
We all wish the invading parasite in Major Kowalski's body could be safely removed, but the facts are the facts.
I'm sorry, what was your point?
If we proceed with this operation, Major Kowalski will have died in vain.
And if we don't?
Well, let's consider that for a moment. These infant goulds, if they're so young, so fragile in their larval state that they require I'm sorry, what is it you called yourself?
Jaffa.
For want of a better translation, what? Incubator? How is it that they're so intelligent?
A gould is born with the knowledge of all goulds that came before it.
Genetic memory. That's amazing.
Yes, it is. All the knowledge of the ghouls. I just want you all to think on that before we just throw it away.
I've thought about it. You thought about it? I think we've all thought. Any more thinking to be done?
Imagine if we could convince this gould to share that knowledge.
A goa'uld would not.
Not happening.
Good luck with that. For them, we're nothing. Less than nothing. I mean, think about it. They've taken on the roles of our ancient gods. What does that tell you?
All right. What if we just studied it? How much could we learn from that? What if we just faced up to the fact of Major Kowalski's slim chances of survival and realized that the greatest enemy mankind may ever face has just been delivered right to our doorstep? Even if we let it return through the Stargate as a gesture of good faith. How much
Just
could we...
what kind of an officer are you, Colonel?
Yeah.
As long as there is a chance in hell that my officer will come out of this procedure alive, we'll go ahead with it.
With respect, General, I feel I should take this to my superiors.
Me? I'll probably just call the president and get approval right from the horse's mouth. But sure, you go right ahead, Colonel. Talk to your superiors. In the meantime,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We dick measure.
He just won that dick measuring contest.
He's got the red phone. Yeah, I looked it up. He unfortunately did pass away after Arc of Truth, right before Continuum.
Oh, Hammond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not sure?
Rip.
There's no communication at all between you and the symbiote?
A Jaffa does not communicate with the gould it carries.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. Nurse, you can stop this IV and release the patient. We'll go with this one.
They're getting ready.
It's about time.
How's the pain?
Maybe I'm just getting used to it. Listen, Jack, if this doesn't work,
Hey, come on. It's a cakewalk.
it's to talk. Will you shut up for a second? I want to be cremated.
Oh, shit.
I don't want there to be anything left of that thing inside.
You make sure.
Dark.
All right?
Look, can we not talk about this?
When am I going to talk about it, Jack? This could be my last conversation.
Ah, for crying out loud. It's not your last conversation.
Well,
I spoke to the doc. He told me the odds. Don't give me any crap.
Okay, it's our last conversation.
You'll be off on some other planet.
Yeah, P3A 575.
Whatever. This was going to be my first real command. I was looking forward to it.
You still can, Charlie.
You got me all tied up here. Give me your hand.
Good.
It was an honor to serve.
We just couldn't hear them say no homo when they held hands.
Well, because before they made a contract years ago stating anytime they hold hands, no homo.
Yeah.
If you don't make it, can I have your stereo?
No, he's not going to need it soon. Spoilers.
It's still there.
You're right.
The gould has affected his lungs.
I mean, I could kind of understand it in some way. Like, you're having two beings fighting for the same body.
I've held back on the use of anesthetic until it can be administered to both patient and creature simultaneously. Major Kowalski, we're going to begin the operation. Are you ready?
I want to say something. General Hammond, sir.
I'm here, son.
If this doesn't work, I want you to give the order. I want to wake up as me or not at all.
You have my word, son.
Scalpel?
He's injecting anesthetic.
That's a big needle.
Yeah.
All right. Start the clock. I'm making the first incision.
Jeez, you won't even let it take some time to
Right.
to kick in.
Even the dentist gives me a minute.
Operating primary ganglia.
So at least let you count down to at least know you're out.
Now. It's coming away more easily than I'd hoped. Must be the anesthetic.
At least it's going well.
That's fantastic. If we can reverse what's
Do you
happening.
think that anesthesiologist ever had a class on how much anesthesia to administer for gould patients?
Ganglia are still constricting.
She must have missed that day in class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, there still seems to be some sign of life in the symbiote. I don't know how. Scissors.
Scissors?
There are thin filaments extending up and into the
It's very
brain.
interesting. We don't see any blood. We don't see any of the internal workings. It's well covered up.
Hold still. What's happening?
I don't know, sir.
Hey, one of those nurses touched his ass.
Anything I did.
She's like,
Hashtag
ooh,
me
very
too.
firm glute.
Almost there.
Maybe the surgery is successful. Maybe him and I can get a couple beers afterwards. You're missing a huge chunk of it right there.
That's what I didn't
What are
understand.
they gonna do?
They're like, we got it all, but like he missed a huge chunk of it.
Maybe if they aren't successful, then Planned Parenthood can have a shot at it.
Oh God! I mean,
Damn.
Yeah, if you want people,
it would probably be more successful.
Well done, everyone.
They missed it.
That's right, Dorothy. It was all a dream. Can you move your fingers? Toes? Hey. Congratulations, Major. You've already exceeded my wildest expectations.
No, he didn't.
Hey, now, come on.
Thirsty.
He'll become crippled in the next 2 minutes.
Easy, big fella. I'm not drinking for two anymore.
No, he's not.
See? Told you.
But I wanted to be a mommy.
Sorry, little Timmy, but no.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. And I have my orders to return to Langley.
Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
With Teal'c, sir, I have his travel orders as well.
You do realize that without his cooperation in finding an anesthetic, the operation might have been a failure. I think we owe him something.
Unfortunately, Teal'c is not.
Amazing that General Hammond is just so easy to just
You
like
need to study it, sir. Make no mistake.
become so accepting like that.
These aliens are possibly the greatest threat this country has ever known.
I'm well aware of the threat, Colonel. This facility is the front line. It's the reason this command exists. We just go about things differently around here.
I see. Well, I'll make the transport arrangements in the morning.
You do that.
I'm getting the feeling that they don't like each other.
I gave that away.
Tension, yeah.
Later, Metastep.
Yeah, later, Metastep. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.
No, I
just see you, Metastep.
See ya.
Hey, I just heard they're shipping Teal'c out to Langley. Kennedy's taking him with him.
What?
What for? Study. That's Kennedy's word.
Right, like a damn lab rat. Apparently Kennedy's ethics are selective.
Listen, in case the colonel can't talk him out of it, I'd like a minute alone with Teal'c before they ship him out. He helped get me through this. I gotta thank him.
Okay. I think that can be arranged.
Hey, come on over here. I want to shake hands with the man who helped save my life.
Like get right up into his butt with their guns.
I'll make it in order. Does that make you feel better?
Jaffa, what they removed was merely a dead husk. I had already become one with the host. I give you this chance. Serve me, and you may live.
I don't think your father, Apophis, would be happy about that. I think he'd be willing to kill Teal'c for his betrayal.
Possibly. Judo chop.
Colonel, I'm doing everything I can. So because he wasn't born on this particular planet, he doesn't have any rights anymore? Is that it?
Oh my god, how many people are going to use that argument against us today?
Hand.
That's the hand I do knitting with.
What happened? The gould has won. It's taken control of him.
But how?
It deceived us.
But I could have sworn I did it all right. I checked all the keys and crossed all my I's.
The 3D rendering told me I got it.
one of the most climactic battles in all of human history.
Man, he teleported there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
What? He set the coordinates for Chulak.
He set the
No one can surpass the screaming run.
War face. He's got it going up.
Nope, no you don't.
Alright, that did it. Open the blast doors. Hold him there! Shut it down!
Just don't lose your fingers.
Wins. Fatality.
Oh, just like the empty look in his face.
I forgot about that.
Oof. That really sucks.
Lost his head.
That is a piece of it.
About an eighth.
The front died on the table.
Enough to kill the gould.
If anything, the fact that he knew how to set the auto-destruct code proves that there's hope for Shinray and Scarborough.
How?
Because only Kowalski could have known that code.
So something of the host must survive.
Yes, the host and the gould become one. In a sense.
Oh, absolutely. That's good to hear. Well, anytime, sir. You just come on down. We'd be glad to have you. Well, hell, sir, he's right here. Why don't you tell him yourself? I'm sure he'd like to hear it from you.
He's not going to be happy.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Check out.
Colonel O'Neill, is SG-1 ready to ship out? We are, sir. And you have a go for a standard recon mission on P3575. Yes, sir.
Reporting is ordered.
Sir.
Sir.
Welcome aboard, son.
I'm pretty sure that he's older than you.
One of us.
Maybe older, but he's a whole rank. So.
And we're moving on to the next episode. Well, we are, but that'll be for next week.
All right, that was, yes, Enemy Within. Thoughts, feelings, and whatever have you guys. What did you think of the follow-up after Children of the Gods?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic episode.
Definitely is a fun episode.
I mean, I was hoping that Kowalski could have survived, but I think there's a point where I was like, no, he's done. There's no way.
I was thinking that he did survive.
He survives another universe.
I was gonna say he just pops up in other like iterations, basically. Like they still bring him back in fun little ways, but then yeah, like it is also alternate universe.
Not time travel.
Oh, that's probably
not necessarily. It's just
there's a little bit of time travel now and then, but
I'm trying not to say everything.
No, there's no time travel ever.
Oh.
Not ever.
Thank God they at least use
as long
it
as
sparingly.
it's not into the Spider-Verse time travel where there's multiple. What did you say? Googly boogly bot. How did you googly boogly?
Wibbly wobbly timey.
Yeah. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
Doctor Who stuff.
No, it's not to that effect.
It's not multi-dimensional.
It's just alternate universes because of alternate choices.
Yes, multiple theory and stuff like that.
Definitely excited for next week's episode. Episode 3. I'm probably gonna get canceled.
Well, that was episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'll
So Amazon
episode.
Prime okay, so it's 4 then technically.
Yes.
Yeah. Episode 4.
The ones we watched last week was a two-parter.
He wasn't here
I don't know
for
why
that.
Amazon Prime does. It does that. So.
Yeah, I'll admit the next episode really isn't my favorite episode. It's just for me, it's kind of a filler. Even though it kind of shows some important stuff, like some alien organisms affecting humans.
Yeah. Oh, is that the Braca Divide?
Yes.
That one. Okay, so the next one,
the land of darkness and the land of light.
Isn't the next one supposed to be
the next one's Emancipation?
Yes.
Yeah, the first season still is kind of funky. It doesn't actually develop what it's going to be until like near the end of the show with the last 3 episodes and into the second season.
Really?
Yeah.
A bit, yeah. Like this is just kind of them finding their footing and everything. But more they definitely start expanding a lot more with season 2.
I mean, there are
Singularity. It looks like a good episode.
There are some good episodes, like for example, the Nox's episode that isn't too bad.
Thor's Hammer, I'm looking forward to.
That one is not too bad. But I mean, like there are hit and misses in season 1.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like they're not as like. I mean, when you compare it to now, it's like they aren't nearly as misses.
Yeah. I mean, you also remember, like back then when these shows were developed, you had to kind of like lay out you had to pre-plan everything, and you didn't just throw anything in there. You kind of like, oh, this is what we're doing. This is what we want to do. This is the direction we want to take the show. And I'm pretty sure like not every first season got it on right on the like you. Anytime that you watch anything back then, not every first season got everything right away. You took like half the season to kind of finally find its footing.
I'm just looking at the episodes, but yeah, I'd have to. I mean, in terms of like some first seasons out there, like I definitely, even though like a friend of mine introduced me to the show with the episodes he was watching in like season 5, I was still happy to go back. We watched the movie and then started watching watching from season 1 on, and I was still enjoying the shit out of it. Like, even though Emancipation is a little, as
cringy,
advocate Timon said, corny as fuck, but
it's not corny. That's disrespectful.
But like there's other episodes within this season for sure that, you know, like you said, they start to kind of like bring a little bit of some of their world building. The Nox are an interesting group to have, just to kind of
it's very deceptive. The Nox are very deceptive.
Right. But then then we have the Torment of Tantalus. That's the one where they discover
the Heliopolis. And I think his name is I want to say his name is Ernest, but I know that's wrong.
Yeah, Ernest. Then the whole kind of laying that groundwork of all the other civilizations potentially meeting together, and these other races also just like they're having their own coalition.
Hathor's a good episode too. Korai is a good episode.
Trying to remember which one is the time travel episode. Does that season 2 or is that season?
I think that's like later on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was much later from.
Let me see
where they go back to the 60s.
Yeah, that was 1960 something. That would be.
I
Hold
could
on.
have sworn it was an early, like season 2 or 3, maybe.
No, that was later on.
Yeah, I have the episodes all kind of jumbled. But no, yeah, I just wanted to get anybody's final thoughts on that episode. Like you said, Hammond did kind of make a quick face turn there.
60. It's season 2. Season 2, episode 21.
Oh wow. Okay.
I thought it was like season 6 or something.
I thought it was much later too, but yeah, it's season 2.
Yeah, I was like, I could have sworn, like I thought honestly it was season 1. Like I was like, because I know that I was surprised one way or another that it was got introduced so early on as an element for the show. Like I said, it was not as bad as the way it's been handled for some things.
And I mean, even episodes that you think are filler, they actually kind of like have some effect later on. They'll do
have
kind
like
of
a
pop
call
up.
back to it in some way.
Like the Tin Man. I never thought the Tin Man would ever pop up again.
Tin Man. That was
the doppelgangers.
Oh, the doppelganger one. Yeah. Oh, and that's pretty later on too. That's like season 5 they come back.
Yeah.
With that one.
Man. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of this because it's been 15 years, if not more, since I last saw it. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching more of the episodes.
Need to refresh on all this.
Thor's chariots.
That's how I'm looking forward to more of this.
The Tok'ra.
Oh god, a freaking Tok'ra.
Hey, I like the Tok'ra.
They get in the way more than they help.
Well, because it's because for thousands of years they've had a system of their own on how to fight the gould, and then here comes humans who are completely different, and it's like
and kicking ass.
the fifth race. That's a fun
America. F yeah.
Ooh, holiday. Holiday's a fun one.
God. It just always feels like they were like getting more in the way than they were helping, and they never wanted to even like kind of adapt to the SG-1's team of doing things until they brought in Sam's father for the Tok'ra. But even then, that was kind of iffy.
Like I said, they're just.
Well, I know they were very, very set with what they and how they had infiltrated and stuff like that. They're kind of like little commies.
I mean, and also remember they also have very limited numbers too, because their mother gave birth to only a certain amount of them before she was captured.
Yeah, see, I'd forgotten some of that too.
They had to be very careful with how they operate and everything, or else they would die out.
Right. But then they also didn't want to exchange information and stuff like that, which I understood because they were worried about security leaks from the SG team.
Also, you have the situation of like, these humans, can we really trust them?
Right. But considering who, like, by the they blew up. Well, we'll get there. Letting too much out for Hitman.
I just want to watch the Okra.
Crystal Skull is a fun one too. That's the one with Daniel Jackson's grandfather.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Indiana Jones for a second.
It's somewhat similar.
Oh, I think I remember that one. Yeah, that's not. I've not seen that in season 1.
3. That's in season 3.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we can call it there. don't think we have anything else to talk about on this episode in particular, unless Hitman, you got any more questions that you wanted to bring
just
up?
the fact that, like, I guess the one that I was racking my brain around is, did the doctor really think he got everything out?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like he'd ever operated on a gould before.
I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
and I mean the only way I can think of like reconciling it is that he because of how much further up that section of the gould was into his skull. The only way I can think of is that he left it there because he thought that maybe going too high would cause further damage. So I'm thinking that he probably thought that he killed it and got out the part that was necessary. Do I start Stargate by watching the movie?
I just saw Forkin around was asking about that, where to start. I mean,
yes, start with the movie.
We started with the movie, and then go right into SG-1.
Children of the Gods. You can either watch the TV version, which is like 2 episodes. There's also the one that's on Amazon, which is 1 episode, and there's also like a movie version that's altered that I kind of showed a trailer on last week's episode.
It has a little more like cinematic effects and stuff like that, but try and look for the original TV version.
Yes, the
original experience.
The unrated one.
Yeah, the unrated the unrated version. Yes. But no, start movie, go into the show, and hopefully you start enjoying too.
And then there is also Stargate Atlantis, which is a spin-off that takes off around, I think, season 5, season 6.
I want to say it was 6 or 7.
Season 8.
Season 8?
Was it?
Season 8 because season 8.
I swear that there was 3 seasons that ran simultaneous.
So, at the end of season 7, they discover the lost city of Atlantis location, essentially, where they departed from, and they discover air and everything. Jack gets frozen in stasis at the end of season 7 after they fight Anubis, and then into season 8 in the start, that's when they then unthaw Jack. So then, which then leads into bringing in Elizabeth Weir, and then yes, there are boobies.
So
in the Children of the Gods episode.
Okay, so season 7 is when they discover the outpost.
Yes.
And then that's when they begin researching the outpost and everything, and that would lead into...
Remember that Jack appears in the pilot episode of Atlantis, so that it's after he gets unthawed from the stasis chamber in that outpost.
Yeah, so it's somewhere in the middle of season 8, that somewhere in the area.
A little bit after like the first few episodes, I'd say.
Because season 8 start out with Jack suffering from those dreams?
No, season 8 starts out where they're kind of trying to organize with the new gould system lords, but Jack is in stasis and they're trying to figure out a way to unthaw him.
That's right. Because they have to, and it's so this is going to have to be after Jack is selected for cleansing, or well, not cleansing, but selected for a date with a Tok'ra.
I'm trying to remember now. The exact that I don't recall.
Because
it's like I said, it's kind of the early episodes for season 8 that you could say basically as soon as they kick Elizabeth Weir off the show.
Yeah, because Weir then
is when they're getting into Atlantis.
Weir then goes and takes over for no, hold on, no. So Jack is promoted to Brigadier General in episode 1 of season 8. And replaces Weir. So that means that around that time is when
so it's locked. I'm looking at it. Lockdown Episode 3 is even kind of synopsis. Jack is promoted, and then I think that's when they're. Oh, I know. Maybe you're right. Yeah. Where was he promoted? Okay, at the end of episode 2 of season 8, he's promoted.
It says right here. Yeah. So yeah, episode 1, episode 2, New Order. Yeah, part 1, part 2. Yeah. When does?
But yeah, so like I said, it's in that section that you can at any point kind of jump into watching Stargate Atlantis, because eventually they do cross over, mainly like season 9 and 10. You'll have some crossover,
especially when you have the Teal'c and Ronin.
That was mainly on Atlantis side.
Yeah, you kind of need to watch them concurrently.
A little bit, yeah.
Because you have people in the Milky Way galaxy who are trying to find ZPMs so that they can send it to the Pegasus galaxy and help them in their fight against the Wraith.
Yep. And then I always call Ronan the big angry Teal'c.
Yes,
an angrier Teal'c, because that's kind of just basically what he is. He's just the bigger, angrier version of Teal'c.
So yeah, the episode that they have them team up is a fun one.
I mean, Forkin, you can always skip to the boobies. Yes, you can skip to the boobies if you want, by all means.
You're gonna miss a good chunk of it.
You'll miss a good chunk of the story and everything, but I mean, if you need that 38 seconds to enjoy the boobies, by all means.
Well, you could take longer than 38 seconds too.
I mean, build up to that scene, pause it for 38 seconds, and then just sit back and relax as your body recovers.
Yes. Yeah, Meteor Advocate Timon also says as soon as you start Atlantis, you watch them together. It's so difficult to try and overlap, though.
By the way, I've been meaning to ask, it's like, how are we going to do that?
I have no fucking clue, and I'm not. About that at the moment.
I mean, I'm just like wondering when we get to it. I'm just like wondering, are you going to like do a longer episode to watch? 2 episodes, like one from SG-1, one from Atlantis every episode?
In short, yes. Basically what he wants to say.
I mean, I won't argue against that, because hey, I love Stargate, so the more the merrier.
Do it.
Well, we might have to just do it. But okay, with that, I think wait, let's see if it's so we are still on Forking Around. We are still on season 1. We just finished with what is episode 3, Enemy Within.
Or episode 2 if
next
you
week
watch
will be episode 4, Emancipation.
Yeah.
Won't be that if you want to catch up and everything, it won't be too long to catch up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, here in the United States on the Sci-Fi Channel, it was on Friday night. Both SG-1 and Atlantis.
Yeah, it was Friday night, so I remember that.
Yeah, remember over here, SG-1 was Tuesday night and Atlantis was Thursday night.
Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and then Battlestar Galactica. It was that lineup every.
That's right.
Every Friday night on Sci-Fi Channel before it became the Sci-Fi Channel.
The Sci-Fi
channel. Yes.
Channel. Oh, how they've fallen. All right, guys. Well, let's start. I guess we can start doing some rounds. Spartacus, what do you got to pimp out, brother?
Tomorrow will be my show, the Multiverse Inquirer, where I'll be making my geek commentary on various subjects. I'm also playing sporadically. I'm sporadically playing the Infamous games, so keep an eye out for that stuff. I have not done it for a couple weeks. I need to do that. I need to do an episode soon. And also on my friend Tabletop Junkie Games episode channel, we're doing some playthroughs on. Well, we have one playthrough left of Call of Cthulhu because we kind of got all arrested by the French, and also we're playing playing Castles and Crusaders, and also Tabletop has got a zombie tabletop RPG planned.
Cool.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Static, are you awake?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, cool. Or are you just playing Pal World?
No, I'm not playing Pal World.
I was going to ask that too.
Now, what you're listening to is a previous recording.
He just knew how to respond.
I'm kind of like monitoring the server.
Oh, okay.
I see that Dermy Wormy is playing on Twitter.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people there that are. If I had to guess, there's 5 people right now on the server. And
yeah, Shaka Zulu.
It's been touch and go today. But anyways, yeah.
Testing the server.
Yeah, you can catch me on my channel Static 2020, where on Mondays at this point in time, every other Mondays do Monday Night Bloodbath with Nerdy Neo here and our friend Shaka Zulu. And then
I checked out your guys' first ep. I still got to get through the rest of it, but it was good stuff. I
need to go back and watch that.
Yeah. That's the political show I do, and then Thursday nights, the weekend pregame is kind of the cultural show where it's a socio-political type thing where it's just clown world and all the insanity with that, which also has Fractured Filter on. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for now. I don't know when I'm going to make a video. I'm kind of just doing whatever the hell I want to do.
Absorbed into Power World like the rest of us.
Well, no, actually, I didn't get to play Power World until yesterday.
Oh, really? Right, because you were setting up the damn server.
Yep.
This has been the rest of us crack fiends that have been like, dude, you got the server up.
Yep.
And you, Nerdy Neo, how about you, sir?
So I am going to be on my good buddies R2 the Icky and JT Gunn on After the Weekend in about 15 minutes here. And then, my next episode of Open Mic will be on Thursday night with buddy Tons of Fun. And we're working on something special on a new... We're still working out the details, but it'll probably be monthly stream. And so we're going to be... Because we've talked a little bit over Discord, but this will be the first time talking in real time. So we'll get to kind of get an idea for each other's taste. So we have a better idea of where to take the monthly stream that we're working on coming up here soon. So
cool.
Yeah, that's and then I've got my next episode of Party Chat 2 weeks from today. It's going to be a little different. So keep your ears out for that one.
Fantastic. Man, do you happen to have anything to pimp out or?
Well, I gotta start this Pal World. There's Pokemon with guns, apparently. The talk on the streets. So let's do
it's getting a bit of buzz. It's a bit of buzz going around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll download that. Still. Yeah. Are you? What do you? Do you play this on Wednesdays, Thursdays? When are you playing this thing?
Well, since recently Static got the server up and running, we've been jumping into it. Although, like it was, Chiefster and I were playing it Wednesday, Thursday, but we didn't stream or anything. We just kind of got lost in playing the damn game on this little co-op server side thing he set up. But I streamed a bit of it yesterday before while I had the chance. But yeah, and I might be doing some more. We'll see. It's been a fun little game for sure. So,
okay, well, I might have to download it if it says what you say it is. Pokemon with guns.
It's a survival game and stuff like that. So if you're down with it, by all means, check it out.
Let's go.
It's not for everyone.
Well, we shall see.
Absolutely. I'll just say, keep an eye out for any of those sort of streams, Wednesday, Thursday, particularly. I know, what is it, the 14th of Valentine's Day? I have something planned for that, for a game to stream. Wait for that event to happen. And then, but before all that, I'm still trying to think of if I should do the Dark Side playthrough for Coder 1 now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll do it with you.
Or find another game to play for the streaming on Thursdays.
Coder 2.
Coder 2 has been in my mindset as well. You know,
make sure you get the right one. Make sure you get KOTOR 2 with the Sith
restored
mod.
Restored content.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't do it any other way. And then of course, I'll be popping my head in over for the weekend pregame as always with Static, and we'll be back around next Saturday, like it is, to watch episode 4, Emancipation of Stargate SG-1, and Lord knows what other wacky topics we'll have to talk about, because God willing, I found him this week, that's for sure. So yeah, and Orca was already out. Let me just kind of touch on these. Emperor Doomsday said, had Power World for over a week, haven't touched it due to playing Sutor. Wow. I'd take Power World over Sutor sometimes. But I have a love-hate relationship with Sutor. I love it, and then I hate it. Thought we had a date on Valentine's Day. No homo. Unless... no homo. But I got plans.
Yeah, Fractured Filter plans to propose to Jay Hitman. Oh, I'm sorry. I let that out.
Anyways, have a fantastic time. See y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master? Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said. You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son. Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!